guys. I'm Danny Johnson, CEO.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this beautiful Take Tuesday right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I am your host, Stephen Daniels. Super excited to be here with you this morning. Look, guys, I took the day off yesterday. I had some personal stuff to do, take care of, but I'm back today. And we got an amazing show for you. It's going to be a lot of fun, so sit tight. We got a lot of Miami Dolphin talk coming up. Hey, want to remind y'all, hey, look, if you are not following me already, follow me on social media at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Okay? And love. Just spread that love, 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 love. All right, the acoustics in here. I wasn't ready. Okay. Step Brothers moment. Okay? Love you guys. Super excited that y'all are here this morning. I know you didn't come to hear me sing. I know I got a little bit of skill. Okay, maybe not. Maybe no skill at all. But I am excited that you're here. Follow Miami Sports Music on all social media at Miami Sports Music on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And also follow us on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. Also, hey, want to remind you guys, hit the like button. Tap it. Slap it. Whatever you got to do to it. Just make sure you hit the like button. Just make sure you hit it. Hit it. Let the people know where you are in the morning. Miami Sports Music, let's go. Yeah, yeah. I'm in a good mood this morning, y'all. If y'all didn't know, I'm in a great mood. I'm in an amazing mood. I just spent time with the family this weekend, man. I just enjoyed. While some of y'all were arguing on social media that I saw this weekend, I was grooving with the family. I'm in a great mood. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Hey, also want to remind you guys too, if you guys haven't signed up already, what are y'all doing? Sign up, become a member today. There are plenty of seats at the table for you. We would love to get 3 new members today. Can we get 3 new members to the channel? 3 new members to the channel. Okay? Okay? That's all I'm going to say. 3 new members. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? Also, hey, look, if you want to help the channel grow by donating, you guys can do that. And ladies, too. Everybody's welcome. Okay? Help the channel grow by donating. 3 different ways you can do that. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $sign down at the bottom of the chat with the money, the money sign in the box. The money sign. Okay. All right. Hopefully y'all get it. You can also use Cash App, which is $sign MSM Podcast Network. And you can also use PayPal. That's right. PayPal. Let's go. MSM Podcast Network. But I do want to remind y'all, this week we're bringing back the ZSM Sports, who is a sponsor of the show, weekly giveaway. Weekly giveaway. Are y'all ready to see the... All right, we got 14 likes. We get to 21 likes, I'll show you what the giveaway is. All right, and it's going to be 2 weeks running. So it's not just going to be this week. It's going to be this week and next week. Okay? Let's get to 21 likes. We get to 21 likes. Actually, you know what? For the purposes of this giveaway, let's get to 29 likes. Let's get to 29 likes for the purposes of this giveaway. And I will show you what we're going to be raffling off this week. We're raffling off the sweet. Daniel's in the background, and we're raffling off the sweet. Oh, I'm in a good mood, Daniel. You can't bring me down. Okay, all right, I'm not done yet. Give me a couple minutes, Daniel, and I'll bring you on. Daniel's in the back room waiting. We got 19. 10 more likes, and I'll tell y'all what the giveaway is for this week. The giveaway for this week. The giveaway for... Okay, I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'm getting a little carried away this morning. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my happy juice. I don't know. And my happy juice, I mean water. That's all I'm drinking, just so y'all know. Okay. I want to give a big shout out to our other sponsor, our title sponsor of the show. 9 more likes to go, 20 likes. Tail Greeter. Tail Greeter is absolutely amazing. Stephen, why is Tail Greeter awesome? Because you can download the app today on your current Apple or Android device on Tail Greeter, and you can find out where the best tailgates in the country are. For example, the Baltimore Beatdown 2022 in Baltimore, week 2. I am hosting a huge tailgate that if you go to tailgreeter.com right now and type in Baltimore Ravens, Miami Dolphins, you will see 2 things. You'll see a tailgate for sale, and I actually have 65 game tickets. Actually, a few less than that. Some people bought last night. First few people bought last night. I got about 60 game tickets, all the Dolphin fans sitting together up top in the upper level. It's going to be a good time. So I got the tailgate and the game ticket available on tailgreeter.com right now. Go to it, sign up for it. Miami sports music, Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens, week 2. I'd love for y'all to come hang out with us. Okay, 24 likes. 24 likes. 24 likes. We get to 29 likes. I'll show you what the giveaway is. I'll show you what the get. All right, 4 more likes. Come on, I got to bring Daniel on, guys. Y'all acting like Daniel's got all morning. I need 29 likes for this to show me, for me to show y'all. And y'all see why I'm asking for 29 likes. There's 28. 1 more like. 1 more. That's it. Just 1 more. Just hit the like button 1 more time. There we go. All right. This week's giveaway. Actually, it's going to be this week and next week. Okay? This week and next week. The giveaway, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Anytime anybody donates $10 or more to the channel, they will be entered to win this beauty right here. A Sam Madison autographed jersey. Sam Madison, one of the best defensive players in Miami Dolphins history as far as I'm concerned. God love that man. And now he's a defensive back coach for us. He's working with our defense. I'm just saying, it's awesome. Alexander Diaz, just so y'all know, Alexander won his Javon Holland jersey. I talked to our guy last night. I'm getting to you. We're going to get it sent back out to you because you moved to Texas. I'm taking care of that, just so you know, Alex. Alex, I got you, my guy. Okay. It's going to be good stuff. So, be on the lookout for that. Sam Madison autographed jersey, $10 per entry. So if you donate $10 to the channel, you will be automatically entered to win. If you donate on Cash App or PayPal, I will double your entries to it. Okay? I will double your entries to it. All right. So matter of fact, I'm going to put this in the chat here, which is the links to Cash App and PayPal, and you guys can do it up there. Okay? Trucker Sean, I'm already getting yours sent to me, the autographed mini helmet sent to me so you can get it in Baltimore, just like you just said in the chat. All right. Are y'all ready for the show today? Let's go. I'm excited. It's beautiful Tuesday morning. It's another case of the Tuesdays for me, and that means it's Miami Herald Tuesdays. It's a beautiful man. I love him. You love him. And if you don't, get to loving this man. Daniel Oyefusi's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Daniel?
I can't even say I'm doing as well as you because you on another level. What's going on, man?
I don't know why, man. I really don't. I feel like, I'm sorry, I had to drink a sip of my water. I don't know. I feel like sometimes we just wake up in bad moods, or it's, us are like, dang, I got to go to work again today. Today, I wanted to wake up and just let people know it's a beautiful morning.
It is.
It's a beautiful morning. We're alive. We're here. It's another day in Zamunda. I'm excited about it, as my man Shake Money says in the chat. Good morning. It's another beautiful day in Zamunda. And I love doing this show every day. I do. And I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday because I had to take care of some personal stuff. So I'm doing it today. I'm just making up for this I had a 3-day weekend. I don't know what kind of weather you guys have down in Florida, but
we had a tropical storm over the weekend, man.
I was about to say, I heard it was raining, and you guys had all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was ugly for a little bit.
But it was like 80 degrees here in Maryland, And so your boy, we have a beach. We have a pool at our complex. And so me and my kids and my wife all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's all we did.
Yeah, I saw some pictures. Looked like it was a lot of fun, man.
I had a good time, man. I had a good time. All right. Let's get to it, man. There's a few things I want to talk about today, and I want to get your takes on some of this stuff. So, first of all, before I even get into all that, tell me how OTAs went. I just want to get your takes on what you saw and some of the feedback you got from some of the press conferences. I just want to get your thoughts before I put my thoughts into your head. And you're like, you know what, Stephen, that makes good sense. Or that's a horrible take, Stephen. One of the two. I just want to get your unfiltered takes from this past week.
Yeah, so we got one more OTA practice, actually, the final OTA practice coming up in about an hour or so, or 2 hours. But for the most part, I mean, the off-season workout program is more or less kind of wrapped up, especially with them finishing up mandatory minicamp last week. I mean, in regards to last week, I know that there was a lot of talk and hoopla about Tua connecting with Tyreek Hill twice, which he did, and him kind of pushing back and kind of getting fiery with some of his critics, and that's good and all. But it's funny, as I saw other reporters kind of discuss the practice and whatnot. To me, I think that it was kind of overblown a bit, the connecting deep with Tyreek Hill. That's great. I mean, you want to see that. I mean, it's better to see that than to not see it. But I still think this offense is still in the infancy stages. I think that especially over the past couple of practices, it's been one that's been more or less dominated by the defense. Tyreek Hill might get behind a defender, once or twice, but I mean, you gotta put things in context. Byron Jones and Xavier Howard haven't practiced in a single OTA or OTA practice, all off season. So I mean, you can kind of connect the dots and see the guys that are playing cornerback right now. But regardless, like I said, it's better to see it than to not to see it. But even the little things like pre-snap, getting a line the right way. There's been a lot of pre-snap penalties, holding, illegal shit, false start, just stuff that you see from an offense that hasn't had a lot of time together and is still working the kinks out. So again, I think the pieces are there, but it's going to take some time to put it all together. But I think that on the flip side, you can say, hey, well, this is a defense that doesn't have its top two cornerbacks, doesn't have a big free agent signing in Melvin Ingram, and it's still looking really, really, really good. So you can kind of spin it both ways. But as it pertains to the offense, yeah, the Tyreek Hill passes, that's great. I mean, that's great. But the offense is still not where it needs to be. I mean, I don't think that anybody should read, Tua connected twice with Tyreek Hill and think, this offense is perfect, it's humming, everything is going, gravy. It's not bad, but it's not where it needs to be for a playoff caliber team right now.
So what you're saying is it's June.
Yeah.
You have an upgraded offensive lineman with a new offensive system being introduced with a new offensive play caller, and things are still kind of gelling, is what you're saying, right?
More or less, yeah. Well, which is to be expected.
Yeah. Like it's so funny because either one way or the other, either extreme left or extreme right when it comes to Tua or the offense or this team in general from a fan's point of view, I think people want to take an extreme side of either or, where I'm just like, okay, we're gelling. We're working up the kinks. Yeah, there was some, bad stuff that happened. And I say bad stuff. Look, it's June 6th or June 7th. And last week's the beginning of June. And if I'd rather them make the penalties now and learn how to deal with it and fix it rather than come September when we're, in the trenches and playing games and they're making those mistakes then. And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know how you feel about that. Or as fans, should we be hitting the panic button if we're seeing this now? I don't think so.
No, again, it's a new offense. I mean, this is the reason why they got to start the offseason program before anybody else and have a couple extra practices, because it's a new coach, it's a new staff, it's a new system. So, I mean, again, this is kind of stuff that's part for the current course when you're installing a new offense. And again, I said it weeks ago. I said it before they even started the offseason workout program. I mean, this isn't going to be an offense that right out the gate, I don't think it's just going to be humming. I mean, they're going to learn, they're learning the players right now, but once you kind of get in the fire and you're going up against another opponent, you're gonna have to make adjustments. You're gonna learn how your players react to certain situations. It's gonna take a couple weeks to get really, really comfortable. I mean, truth be told, Tua himself is probably not going to be like fully comfortable with this system for like another year. So I'm not expecting week 1 for it to be just
whoa. Be careful saying that now, Daniel. You're gonna get the masses another year before Tua is comfortable.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like learning a new language. I mean, that's kind of the comparison that they make. So you don't get fully comfortable. Like, of course, Tua is getting comfortable by the week. But again, I mean, you're in that system, and Tua is still learning as it is. He's still a young quarterback as it is. So he's going to see new defenses, and he's going to learn different ways to adjust and to react to different defenses in this system. But again, I just say that all to say it's not going to be like humming out the gate week 1. If it does, perfect. But I don't expect it to, and I don't think that should be the expectation.
So, all right, well, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's dive into it, shall we? What is an expectation for somebody that covers the team on a day-to-day basis be? And as a fan who's made all these off-season moves, I'm expecting 30 points a game, from 20 to 27 points a game. I'm expecting a full 7 points more than what we had last year. Is that out of the question with all these off-season moves that we've made? Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, I mean, I remember we broke that down like a couple months ago, like where would that rank? And I think 27th would have them maybe 11th or something like that, just around that range. Yeah, I mean, again, they averaged about 23 points, I think, last year. So I guess you would think, yeah, with the new and improved offense, maybe like 27 points isn't too much to ask for. I mean, I guess, I mean, it's hard to say, like, even with Tua with the offense, it's hard to say like exact stats. I mean, I feel like we're going to be able to see a better product. Like we're going to know a better offense, a better functioning unit when we see it. I mean, if I had to spitball, I mean, I think this should be, at worst a league average unit. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, league average unit. I mean, well, this was a bottom 10 unit last season. So for you to be league average in your first year, even with all these skill players that you added, like you're not gonna make like a monumental leap. I mean, even if you go back to the Shanahan system when they first came to San Francisco, and I think that the Dolphins have better skill position players. I mean, they didn't make a monumental leap. I mean, they went from like 30th to like 15th or something like that. I mean, that's a
monumental leap. That's a big leap.
But I'm not saying you're right. You're right. So let me backtrack. But I don't think that we should expect this to be like by far like one of the top 5 or top 10 offenses in the league. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that should be the expectation. If you're a league average unit right now, and like you said, you're averaging 27 points, to go with the defense that should be right around where it was, maybe they take a little step back, then that has the makings of a playoff caliber team. But again, I mean, if they average 30 points per game, hey, have at it. That's great. I'm not expecting. I'm just not. I mean, it takes time to get units and get systems to gel together. All 11 players functioning together. I mean, it takes time. So I don't have like grand expectations for the offense, for the passing offense, for the rushing offense, because I've seen where they were last year.
I get that. It makes sense to me, Daniel. Let me change courses, and I'll come back to this in a second. There's a lot of national media spotlight on a lot of different things when it comes to our franchise. One of the things that came out over the weekend were some team defensive power rankings in the NFL. And somebody that was excluded from the top 10 was the Miami Dolphins. And, you're sitting here saying, hey, look, if we go from 30th to 15th, that's a monumental leap, but don't expect us to be top 10. But taking where our defense should be, but our defense, in my opinion, is a top 10 defense in the NFL. Why isn't the national media seeing it that way?
Because a lot of people don't watch the Dolphins, if I'm being honest. And
that's a fair statement.
And the more I hear people in national circles talk about the Dolphins, I realize that they don't really watch the Dolphins. But I think that, again, we've talked about this a lot of times. I think there's a fair argument to be made that that their end of season stats were inflated by beating up on a lot of really, really bad quarterbacks. When they had to play the Joe Flacco, I mean, I'm a stand and defend Joe Flacco for the rest of my life. But when
yes, sir, Mr. Baltimore. Okay, Mr. Baltimore.
Well, when they had to play the Joe Flacco's of the world, the Mike Glennons of the world, the Zach Wilsons of the world, they looked like a top 5 unit. And then when they had to play playoff teams or playoff quarterbacks, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, Tom Brady, they looked like a bottom 10 unit. So I think that there is some fair argument to be made that when they play playoff caliber teams and playoff caliber quarterbacks, upper echelon quarterbacks, how good are they really? Because they only had one win against the playoff team last year, and that was against Mac Jones and the Patriots. They beat him twice. Outside of that, they didn't beat the Raiders. They didn't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They struggled. They didn't beat the Bills. They struggled against the better quarterbacks in the league. So I think that that's a fair argument to be made.
You know, I have to say this out there. So that statement is a fair statement. But what's also fair, in my opinion, is the first 7 games were against, the defense just didn't show up for whatever reason. Okay. We can call it whoever was calling the plays. We can call it just in gel, whatever. But the last 7 or 8 games, they played totally different minus the Tennessee game. And even in that game, it wasn't until the middle of the third, end of the third, that you started the defense to take a step back. And that was maybe due to playing conditions as well as being on the field for a lot of that game. So even with all that being said, I feel like you have to take the last 8 games for the Dolphins and be like, they played top 10. And I don't care if it was the New Orleans Saints. I don't care, with Ian Book or whoever was the quarterback, or the Jets with Zach Wilson or Joe Flacco or whoever. You play an NFL team, you have to show up. And they showed up in those last 8 games for the most part, with the exception of a quarter and a half in Tennessee, the defense-wise. So it just bothers me that when people are putting out powers rankings, they fail to exclude. Like, I saw people in the national media put together the top 5 best corners in the NFL, and Xavier wasn't up there in the national media. Are you kidding me?
It's funny, too. I was thinking about that because I saw that, and I think, I'll say this. I don't watch every team in the NFL. I mean, if you ask me about the Dolphins, I can speak very, very strongly about the Dolphins. I've been on the beat for almost a year now, so I can speak and be very confident in what I say about the Dolphins.
Over a year.
Yeah, coming up on a year, August. Coming up. Oh yeah, So I've seen the team. I can speak confidently about them, and it's like I look at some of the names, and I'm like Denzel Ward. It's like, all right, like I watched Denzel Ward a little bit in the AFC. So I'm like, he's a good cornerback, but like some of these guys, like I haven't seen. I think Xavier Howard is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL for sure. But I always think it's kind of funny because it's like, yeah, I do think that, but it's like I haven't really seen these guys as much to really say. I mean, Xavier's resume speaks for itself. But it's also like, again, it's just funny to like kind of think about it. It's like I haven't really seen this guy. Do I really know that? Or am I just saying it because I've seen Xavier for most of the time? I'm thinking, no, I don't think there's anybody better than him. But top 5,
man is a shutdown corner. Like, there's no argument to that. The numbers speak for themselves. The eye test speak for itself. Like, everything backs it up. And so for me as a national media person, like, I get you're not watching Dolphins games. I understand that. It's what it is. Okay. But I also understand that as a national media member, I feel like it's your duty to also, when you put out a list like that, to be like, I know a little bit. You don't have to be the end all be all, but in order for me to respect you, understand where somebody's good and when somebody's not. And to not put Xavier in the top 5 top corners in the NFL, that's disrespectful. It's straight disrespectful.
All I'm gonna say is, because I might even disagree with you, but they had some good guys in there too. I mean, they had Ramsey, they had J.C. Jackson, which you can. I know you would say X is better than him. They had Denzel Ward in there. I think they had Lattimore in there. I mean, those are some good guys too. Those guys can play.
So is Xavier.
You're right. Maybe.
But Daniel, this is one of the problems. All right, so I'm glad we're having this conversation because it's one of the reasons I started a show. I would look at the national media and say, why isn't Zach Thomas in the Hall? It's so funny. Scotty just said that in the chat. Why isn't Zach Thomas in the Hall of Fame? Why isn't Richmond Webb in the Hall of Fame? Why wasn't Flores Coach of the Year that first year or second year for that matter? He deserved it. He put it up. He turned the franchise around, right? Like, say what you want, right? Why isn't Xavier Howard considered Defensive Player of the Year when he has double-digit interceptions for the first time in the NFL in over almost 10 years, maybe 10 years, 13 years?
Where did the defense finish that year?
It doesn't matter.
I can make that. I can definitely make that argument right there.
Look, did Aaron Donald deserve it? Of course he did. But should my man have gotten votes? Yeah, and especially from the local media.
I don't know who votes.
He didn't even get that.
I don't know who votes on that, so I can't speak to that.
But Daniel, it's a problem though. There's not enough national media, let alone, and I'm even going to throw some of your local guys under the bus, Daniel. Some of the local guys, in my opinion, do not back the team up enough. And I think that
we've spoken about that. Our job is to not back the team. Our job is to report the team. And I do agree that when national media says certain things that are inaccurate, I think that maybe local reporters and local media has a job to kind of correct that. But my thing is, if we're being honest, if that's the case, then I'm gonna be on Twitter correcting like 50,000 people, because I saw a bunch of nonsense over the past week where it's like I even held my tongue a little bit. We talked about it in group chat, but it's like if that's the case, then I'm gonna be correcting every single person every single day, because a lot of stuff that people say about the Dolphins that's incorrect, and I see it. But it's like if I want to tweet about it and correct somebody, my whole timeline is going to be that. I mean, there's a lot of misinformation about the Dolphins. I mean, that's the best way to put it. And it's hard to call it out all the time. I mean, I think that I do that in my writing. So I'm going to give you an example because we're probably going to talk about it. But to his arm strength stuff, on my podcast, I addressed that last week. And in my writing, I addressed kind of the fallacy about like Tua can't complete deep passes. The fact isn't, the issue isn't that he can't complete deep passes; it's that he doesn't ever attempt them. So again, I try to do that in my reporting. Now, whether people read it or not, that's
on them.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, y'all should be reading the Miami Herald. And if you don't have their sports package, digital sports package, what are you doing? Go do it. Okay, now, shameless plug, Miami Herald, if you ever want to promote, clock blockers or sponsor clock blockers, we're here for you, Miami Herald. Okay, let me throw this out there to you, because you're right. We got to talk about it, all right? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Let's talk about Omar Kelly, okay? He gets a bad rap with fans. Is it justified or is it not justified?
I'm gonna preface my comments by saying Omar's my guy. He's shown me nothing but love since I got here.
Okay.
And
by the way, my goal is to never put you on the spot, especially with people in your own community. But it's such a big story right now. I feel like I'd be.
I didn't even know it was a big story. I didn't even know.
Well, if you go on Twitter, right? If you go on social media, the fans constantly bombard and attack Omar. Okay. Omar doesn't.
They're attacking my mans.
So good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. I feel like it's justified to at least bring up the conversation with somebody who does his job, which is you, and say, is it warranted? Do fans have a right to be like, you know what, Omar? Hey, man, you're wrong on this. And Omar's been covering the team now for years and many different platforms, but he seems to always put himself in the direct eyesight of the fans in a negative light, in my opinion. Now, is it deserving? I don't know, because I when you told me a couple of months ago, Steven, our job is to be, what did you say? What are the words that you said?
I said it's different. It's to be, I don't know exactly what I said, but our job is to report on the team. But I said it before. I mean, he's different from me. He's a columnist.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to Twitter, I mean, everybody can just spew their opinion on there and you just have at it. But he's different. He's a columnist. So it's like literally his job
to give his opinion.
Yeah.
Where your job as a beat reporter is to support us with the facts as to what's going on with the team.
Report on the team that I cover. On Twitter, it's different because anybody can put their opinions on Twitter, and I mean that comes with it. I mean, over the course of doing a job, I mean, you're gonna have opinions. Fans are gonna have opinions. They might not agree with you, and it is what it is. I mean, when I'm right, I don't I mean, I'm gonna just chill. And then when fans are right, I mean, if they want to gloat in my face or whatever, anybody's face, I mean, that comes with it. But that's what makes it all fun. You know, it's like we're covering sports at the end of the day. Like, it's not I don't take, like, I definitely, definitely respect the job that I have. And, you know, I take a great deal of like honor in it with it. But like, at the end of the day, we're covering sports. So it's like, I try to have fun with it. I try to, you know, if I have an opinion, I might let it be known. And again, fans are completely entitled to disagree with me. And sometimes I'll go back and forth with them, not in a mean way or whatever, but just to kind of like go back and forth.
Let's have a debate. Let's talk about it. Maybe you can change my opinion. Maybe not, but I want to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, I think that sometimes, you know, like the way you may express an idea may be taken the wrong way. Sometimes like you're more fixed on the tone than like the actual message of it. I mean, and
say that one more time. You're fixed on the tone rather than the actual message of it.
But that's the problem.
Omar's tone is unfiltered. He won't.
But that's Twitter in general. That's why sometimes I even try not to like go back and forth with people because I don't know exactly what type of tone they're like presenting something with. So that's just Twitter in general. To be honest, you know, I may say sometimes. Put something in a certain tweet, a message, and somebody might take it as kind of being snarky or kind of being like smart aleck like. But I'm just like saying it like it is. So sometimes, you know, the perception and the way a message is perceived might not match up with what somebody intended. So that happens on Twitter a lot. That's why like it's best to have these conversations face to face because, you know, you're not going to get 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to be calling you out your name or saying anything snarky. I mean,
I'll call you out, Daniel. I ain't scared of you, Daniel. I ain't about that life. No, I'm just playing. I love you, Daniel. No, and that, you know, it's funny you say that because I feel like I can have this conversation with you in front of people and be like, hey, dude, I really feel this sort of way. And I like how you bring it up that, okay, Omar's job is a columnist. It's his job to give his opinion of what his perception is of the team. And by the way, his perception, I would say, is overall a fair one to a certain extent from the standpoint of we've been a mediocre football team for the last 20 years. There's no doubt about that, right? Our record's shown that. We haven't won a playoff game. We've had multiple quarterbacks. We've had multiple head coaches. We've had multiple everything, right? So I get that. But I also feel like when is it okay to have a certain level of optimism? And I feel like Dolphin fans kind of like there's a certain group of Dolphin fans that might get chastised for being optimistic about this season. I feel like I gotta have some hope. I gotta feel, but is that the fan in me, or is that what I've seen from the offseason?
I mean, if you're not optimistic, I mean, you shouldn't be a fan. I mean, that's what fans do. They're short for fanatic. So of course, there's gonna be a level of optimism. Now, I might not feel as optimistic as you. Somebody else might not feel as optimistic as you. So I guess, I mean, that's not my job to be optimistic. My job is to report and give my opinion. If I'm not as optimistic about you, there's a lot of people that say the Dolphins are going to win 13 they're going to win 13 games. I don't think that. That doesn't mean I'm a hater. That doesn't mean that like I hate the team or whatever. It's just my opinion. And again, I mean, it's a matter of perception. It's a matter of, you know, how you perceive the team. Again, fans are just automatically going to be there. They're inherently a little more positive than the average person. That's to be expected. But just because somebody doesn't feel the same way doesn't mean that they're being a hater or they hate the team or whatever. I mean, again, it's everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So I try not to make too much of it. I mean,
and is it okay to change your opinions? Is it okay to flip flop?
That's a good question. Well, I think that we're all entitled to change our stance when presented with new information. I'll say that.
Fair. And the reason I asked that question and present it in that way is because I think the fan base needs to learn that you can't hate on somebody if they're pessimistic about Tua or not big fan, you know, or not big fans of him, right? And then you also, on the opposite end, have to be like, hey, look, this kid, you know, he's great off the field. He's shown great stuff. You know, he's shown glimpses of greatness at certain moments. I feel like you can look at that and say that and feel, and it's okay to feel that way. I am optimistic, bro. Right? Like I am like, I love what this team has done. I love, I was not a fan of getting a rookie head coach, but I will also say that McDaniel excites me. The offense excites me. The moves that they made for the entire backfield excite me. I've never seen a team with this much speed. And the rule of football is speed kills, right? And so I have to admit that I think I'm excited about it, but I also respect that the rest of the AFC has gotten stronger. I also respect that our team has not made the playoffs but once in the last 10 or 15 years, maybe twice in the last 15 years, 20 years. And I get where we're at as a franchise. So I get both fan bases, parts of the fan bases, and I respect both of them. I just see so many fights. Like even in the chat this morning, they're fighting in the chat this morning, let alone on social media. So I don't know where the common ground is. And the common ground is you win football games. I think that cures all. And for between now and September, we're just going to argue. And I think that's part of the problem. Would you agree? Would you disagree?
I mean, that's like that's a part of sports and sports discourse, not just argument. I mean, that it comes with the territory. So I try not to make too much of it. I mean, aggressively debate. So I mean, that's just par for the course. That's what comes with it.
No, look, I understand. Now let me ask you. You've covered the Ravens. Do you remember the fan base being this divided or this argumentative or combative with each other?
I wouldn't say this divided, but they definitely, I think over the years, especially because I still follow a lot of Ravens fans just being from the area, there's definitely some divisiveness in various areas about, the offense and
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even really about Lamar. I mean, sometimes about Lamar, but I think that's a very small segment. I think that for the most part, they're very like on the same page in terms of Lamar is our quarterback. He needs to be paid, But yeah, I mean, again, that happens with all fan bases. I mean, we're not a monolith. Like we all have different opinions. So sometimes it's going to be a clash of opinion and viewpoints. And then you have what you have in the chat, or you have what you have on Twitter sometimes. So again, that comes with being a sports fan and just being in this type of industry.
Look, I agree with that. Now, one of the other things I wanted to kind of go back on to a certain extent was Tyreek Hill's comment on his podcast. Number one, are you excited for Tyreek Hill's podcast? I guess.
I've been seeing the promo. I didn't know it came out yet.
It has not come out, but there's been a lot of hype to it, right? And the one hype is that he was like, I love Matt Moore. Matt Moore is my man, $100,000, but Tua's 10 Matt Moores. And so do you feel I guess there's two sides to this question, Daniel. Number one, do you feel like Tyreek's going out of his way to defend him? And it makes why do we have to do that? And I want to get your opinion on that. And then the other side of it is like, I feel like that's great that he thinks that of Tua, because go back to Omar a little bit. Omar had a column where he came out and said that there was an unnamed former player that said that Tua was standoffish. And I end quote, and that's what made Tua whatever. He was standoffish. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I want to get your opinion on both.
Well, I would say, I mean, I asked Tyreek Hill about that a couple of weeks ago when he spoke to reporters, and he didn't say he's going out of his way to kind of pump to his head a little bit, but I think it's pretty clear. And he explained that, confidence is important. So, he's got to be playing with confidence. So anytime that I can speak highly of him and let him know that I'm behind him, I'm going to do it. So, I mean, it's pretty clear that I don't want to say it's like intentional, but there's a method to the madness, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think that I would hope that Tua is 10 Matt Moores, because Matt Moore has kind of been like a career backup for the most part. I would hope that. So that I guess that's good to hear.
Except for the 1 year he went off here as our starting quarterback and was great for that year, but neither here or there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would hope so. in terms of Tua's personality, I mean, I think he spoke about it last week, just saying that naturally he's maybe more of a guarded person, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think that you'd love your quarterback to maybe be a little more extrovert and whatnot, but not everyone can be Ryan Fitzpatrick. Not everyone can be, that type of personality. I mean, I think the most important thing that Tua's talked about is that McDaniel wants him to be himself. So he's being himself, and to McDaniel's kind of, to his comments, I mean, he's kind of come out of the shell a little bit, and maybe not walking on pins and needles, so to speak, quote unquote, as has been kind of reported with, the previous regime. But again, I mean, I don't know if I think too much of that. Maybe you do put a little stock in it because you want Tua to be playing free. You want him to be playing without, any questions, without kind of looking behind his back. But I mean, yeah, I mean, confidence is always good. I mean, you can't get anywhere with confidence, as Tyreek Hill said.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think your job as a teammate is to be a person who pumps you up and be there for you in a positive way. And I think everybody needs that a little bit differently. And if Tyreek didn't come here and wasn't talking positive or backing up, we'd be like, why isn't Tyreek saying something? Why isn't he being more vocal? Why is it? But because I think either way, you're gonna argue either way. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I mean,
swear jar twice on me. But yeah, I mean, that's how I look at it.
I mean, also to kind of defend Tyreek Hill, I'm not really a defensive fan, but like, we asked him about Tua. So like, what do you expect him to say? I mean, do you expect him to say Tua stinks? Like, I mean, he's not going to say that. So all he can do is praise him. So I mean, I don't really put too much stock into the comments either way. I don't expect him to speak bad on Tua. So the only other thing is to speak good on Tua.
Now, let me ask you a question, Daniel. Players having their own podcast. Are teams scared about that behind closed doors? Are they nervous when a player gets their own podcast? Because on podcasts, you get to speak your mind, and it's unfiltered and it's raw, and you can say something that can piss off sponsors or fans or whatever. Do you know what there might be an outlook of the Dolphins' feelings toward Tyreek Hill having his own podcast?
Well, I think that as a whole, I think that we've seen in the past 5 to 10 years, teams have kind of taken more and more steps to kind of be their own kind of news and content creators. So, I remember like when I was in Baltimore, like 15 years ago, like the Ravens website wasn't nearly as robust as it was. Now they have, they write articles on the same stuff that I would be writing articles about. They have podcasts and all types of, media for, different modes of media and whatnot. Like they just didn't have that 10 to 15 years ago. So I think, again, it's part of a concerted effort for NFL teams and really sports teams in general to be their own content creators. And, I don't want to say push out, like third party, publications and reporters, but again, to kind of funnel everything back to their website and their stuff. So I think that they also understand that, athletes are becoming more, independent, and they're finding different ways to brand themselves and market themselves. So that's kind of par for the course. I think that just naturally, when you don't have maybe like the PR team or kind of the specter of the team kind of hovering over them, there always is that kind of fear that they might say something that, is not, taken the right way or whatnot. But I mean, again, this is where we're going in terms of media. More athletes entering media spaces, more athletes making their own independent forms of media and kind of using their own platforms to get their message out. So there's not much that I don't think the teams can do about it. But I think that it's just where we're heading with media. I won't necessarily say quote unquote journalism, but media.
Look, I agree with you. I'm sitting here trying to do two different things at the same time. It's weird hosting a show. You got to look at certain things, and I see that people are fighting in the chat, and I'm trying to feel like, do I address it now with Daniel on? Guys, understand, I'm trying to host a show. Mod yourselves in the chat. God, I'll address it after Daniel's off the show. I got to be like a father around here, Daniel, to kids sometimes. Y'all are killing me. Okay. One last question before I let you go. What between now and the beginning of football season, what do fans look for? Like, are we just like, am I just going to have to deal with this for the next 2 months? Like people fighting in the chat, people fighting on social media, people like just the fan base being, divisive. Is that what's going to happen?
Probably, but I would hope not, because, we got about a month, after today, the players are free from practice for over a month. I'm going on vacation. I would hope that people would enjoy their summers and not argue.
Whoa. You can't go on vacation. You don't get time off, Daniel. You got to work all the time. You don't know this?
Nah, not me. That must be somebody else. But I would hope that, we wouldn't spend the middle of our summers arguing about Tua, like go out and go to the beach or go to the pool. I don't know. We'll have more than enough time to do that for like 4 or 5 months during the season. This is like the 1 month where we're just free from football, so why not enjoy it? I mean, we don't need to be arguing about Tua in the middle of June. Like it's just, but it'll probably happen anyway. So it is what it is.
Yeah. No. Look. All right. Well, so are you going to be here next week, or are you going on vacation?
Yeah, I'm headed out next week. So I'll be off the grid next week. And then I'll be back afterward, kind of sprinkling some stories here and there up until the start of training.
So what you're saying is next Tuesday I don't get Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald and my life is just over? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I hate that I just dampened the mood because you were on 100 and now you're like
I was, man. I'm on it.
Unfortunately, I brought you down.
And now the chat, you know what? The chat's trying to bring me down. I'm not going to let it happen. We're going to smile and we're gonna enjoy the day, and we're gonna enjoy each other because we're Dolphins fans and we cover the Dolphins, and we're just beautiful, wonderful people, and that's all that matters in life.
All that matters.
Hey, man, Daniel, tell the people where they can find your podcast and all of your content, man.
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Twitter, on social media at Daniel Oyefusi, just like you see right now. Last OTA practice, so I have a bunch of updates in a couple hours after practice ends. If you want to read my work, Miami Herald, MiamiHerald.com. We have a sports only pass. So go on Miami Herald website, and you can find more information about that. And every Wednesday, the Dolphins in Depth podcast, where we talk Dolphins. So you can find that anywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, even the Miami Herald website. So definitely check that out. Daniel,
I love you, brother. Do you ever get tired of me butchering your last name? Like,
I don't think you butchered my last name. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know this, but I don't think you butchered it.
Okay. I'm very self-conscious about it. I feel like I butcher your last name, and
I've heard some terrible pronunciations over the years. So sometimes if it's like close enough, I'm like, I'll let it slide. But I think you got it.
Okay. You call me out if you can. That's okay. And if you call me out 20 times, we're gonna get it right. Like it's gonna happen. Okay. But I love you, brother. Have fun. Where are you going?
Just head up to New Orleans. Just a little trip. I've never been to New Orleans. I was supposed to go last year.
Okay. All right, real quick. Okay. As a fat man, as a man who loves food, Daniel, okay, take my word. Number one, it is the best place in America to eat. Hands down. Everywhere is freaking delicious. Okay. Number two, do you like oysters?
I don't have had oysters before. I'm not like I don't say I'm not a seafood guy because I like crabs. I like some shrimps.
Okay. All right. So there's a place there in New Orleans called Drago's. Say it. Drago's. Say it one more time.
Drago's. I got it.
Okay. They have char grilled oysters.
Okay.
I am not an oysters person.
Yeah.
It is hands down one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. Okay.
I got you.
Gotta go to Drago's.
I'm gonna add it to the itinerary.
All right, and the other, and I'm telling you, there's just like even the small cafes or the small little restaurants that look like holes in the wall, you gotta go to them because they just have the best food, hands down. It's great. Like I promise you will leave New Orleans as long as you eat out every single meal and be like, oh yeah, this is the second greatest place in the world, minus Miami. Like it is hands down. Food is amazing. All right, bro. Have fun, man. Enjoy, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir, man. You take it easy.
All right, man. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap Blackers. All right. I'll address the drama in the back room, and then we're going to talk Dolphins talk, okay? Because I want to talk Dolphins talk, okay? All right. #1. You got to give me like 5 minutes for y'all, okay? So if you're listening and you don't normally watch the show or you don't normally deal with the chat, this next 5 minutes isn't for you. Come back in 5 minutes, okay? Or just stay and listen, okay? I love y'all. I am in the middle of doing an interview. I cannot pay attention to the chat. I'm trying. I'm sitting there trying to listen to Daniel's response so that I can respond back to it. And y'all are sitting here arguing in the chat. Okay? Ridiculous. Number one, the point of having mods, who I am monitoring who is a mod and how they do it, is so that they can monitor the chat. Now, if I need to clean up the mods, which I plan on doing, I'm going to. Okay? Number two, I do not like political talk in the chat. Okay? Or I don't like political talk, period. Now, I wasn't able to see what the response was, what the take was, but from what I read from Roach is somebody was just clarifying a point and using that as an example. I don't think that that's taking politics into it. I think that that's just the reality. He was just trying, whoever was just, I don't even know who it was just trying to make a point. If that's how Roach took it, I'm not saying Roach's word is the end all be all, but I have to believe that that's probably what it was. Okay. Now, when it comes to talking to each other, have some respect for each other. If you don't like each other, I'm not dropping a link for you guys right now. There's way too many emotions going up. I'm not going to drop the link at the moment. Okay. Epps, I love you. And we still need to talk anyway. We haven't, I've been so busy with and I apologize for that. Guys, leave, like Epps is doing his thing. He's following what's in he's following what he believes to be the chat. Now, I will go back later on today and I will look at the chat and I will look at it from top to bottom. Okay. But guys, just be respectful of each other. And if somebody asks you to back off, back off. Back off. I just, if somebody doesn't want to be interacted with, say, respect that. So if you guys can't talk to each other, just don't talk to each other. Respect each other's space. And somebody said, Steven, just turn the chat off while you're doing. No, I don't want to turn the chat off. The chat is its own thing. I like the chat. I like that it's its own world. I just want y'all to be better. Do better. Okay? I just want y'all to be better. If y'all start seeing people personally attack other people, screenshot it, let me know. Through back channels. And I will make a decision then. If somebody gets blocked for something, I will do my best to go back and look at it. But you're asking me to be a teacher and a parent. And y'all are, I'm going to say it. Y'all, somebody pay my dollar swear jar. Y'all some grown-ass people. Okay? Monitor yourselves. I love you all. I love everybody. I love Epps. I love Miami Sports Fanatics. I love Gio. I love Batman. I love Trey. I love Von 954. I love Level 2 Noob. I love you all. I'm serious when I say that. I'm not like, you guys know I'm not talking out of my butt here. Like, I'm telling you all, like, I really do. I have love for all of you. Roach, you're all right, Roach. But I'm just telling you, if I say that I got love for y'all, I mean it. I'm not telling you I don't. Just, you don't have to like each other. Okay? Just be respectful of each other. Pete's take, Steven, I want you to know you and Daniel in the morning are the best. I love you, bless you, and keep it up. Ask tougher questions sometimes. Give it to Daniel, buddy, if we need info out of him. I appreciate the $10 donation. I didn't say that you were roped into it, Level 2 Noob. I just said I love you. God. All right. Are we good? Can we stop arguing with each other? Okay. 5954, I have unconditional love for you. I do. I'm done. Not going to address it no more. I will go back and look at the footage. If you want to talk to me through back rooms, we can talk through it through back rooms. Okay? But I really don't want to. I really just want you all to police and monitor yourselves. Okay? All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clap Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. Want to remind y'all, if y'all donate at least $10 to the channel, like Pete just did, you will get entered to win a autographed Sam Madison jersey. We're not giving it away this Friday. We're going to do it next Friday. So any donation to the channel, you will be entered to win the Sam Madison autographed jersey. There will also be a second place prize, a Christian Wilkins autographed 8x11 photo as well. So we're going to do that as well. So if you donate on Cash App or PayPal, I will double your entries into it. So if you donate $10, you get 2 entries. If you donate $20, you get 4 entries. If you donate, and anytime anybody donates $50 or more on any side of the platform, whether it's YouTube or Cash App or PayPal, I triple your entries on all $50 donations to the channel. Okay? So let's donate. Let's put it up. Sam Madison autographed jersey is great. And not only do you have a chance, let's help the channel grow. Okay? So shout out to that. So Sam Madison autographed jersey, you donate $10 or more, you get entered to win. So every $10 is 1 entry. 20 is 2, 30 is 3, 40 is 4, 50 is triple. So you actually get 15 if you donate 50 or more. Okay. All right. I'm going to have people on here in a minute. I just want to address a couple of things that bothered me that I wanted to address real quick, and then I'll have a little bit of a semi panel on. So Smoke Show, Nikki, I'm going to have it on in a little bit. Okay. Number 1, Tyreek Hill's comments on Tua and Matt Moore. Okay. So let me start with Ryan Fitzpatrick retiring. I just want to say Ryan Fitzpatrick's tenure here was a fun one. I enjoyed it. It's part of those moments. He's got 2 moments that really stick out to me. The Oakland or Vegas game, was that Saturday night game is going to go down as one of the most funnest games to watch. I remember screaming in my living room like, holy cow, I can't believe that just happened. And the other one that was Fitzpatrick and Tua being buddy-buddy and putting their arms around each other. And I felt like, I really enjoyed Fitzpatrick's tenure here. It was a very small one, but he'll never make the Hall of Fame. His numbers, don't show it, but he just was fun. His whole career was fun. Everything about Ryan Fitzpatrick screams, I want to hang out and have a beer with this guy. And I would love to interview Fitz one day. I'm going to try to. But man, he was fun to watch, and he was fun to have on our team. So I will say that I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick retiring, the game is going to miss him and his personality. I'm going to miss the press conferences with his hairy chest and looking like a Don Mafia King. Hey, 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 hey. So, yeah, Fitz was a good, fun quarterback to watch. So, shout out to Fitzpatrick. I loved having you on. I loved having you a part of the team, and I hope that you have good luck in retirement. The Tyreek Hill. Let's go to the Tyreek Hill comment. The Tyreek Hill comment about Tua. So, there's the clip of him saying that. Matter of fact, let me bring it up because I think that. Let's see here. Here we go. Tyreek Hill. I just want to bring on the clip. Here we go. Share screen, and I can give my instant reaction to it.
Mahomes. Bingo. My brother forever. I just seen him at F1, by the way. Love Travis Kelce. I love all my teammates.
But you just had to answer the questions that all of the fans are asking. You know, some of the media pundits, they went out, oh, he's going to regret this trade. He did it for money. He did it for money. They work for money. So I don't see what the problem is.
I just don't
Every day
understand.
they go to the media, they go on the news, they work for money. Everybody going to go to work. You want to be paid.
I just want people to understand that I went for 150 with Matt Moore as my quarterback. I love you, Matt Moore. Versus the Minnesota Vikings. If you don't remember that game, 150 and 1 touchdown with Matt Moore as my quarterback. So Tua.
So what you trying to say?
And Tua T is 10 Matt Moores. I love Matt Moore, but Tua T is 10 Matt Moores. Let's get technical right now, man.
No lie. I have no problem with what he said. I appreciate the statement and the sentiment. I think that everybody wants to there's two sides to this. Number one, people want to play it out of context of, oh my God, he, is trying to throw Kansas City under the bus. So I see there are Kansas City fans that are upset with what he said. Who cares? Okay. Not worried about them. The other thing that I think is very interesting too about what he said is he's backing up Tyreek Hill. Or he's backing up Tua T. By the way, love the nickname Tua T. I don't think he went out of his way to say it there, but I can see how that can be construed like, oh, he's just trying to find ways to publicly show his support for that's his teammate. So, and by the way, I'm reacting to what I saw on Twitter too. So I saw a lot of things on Twitter to this. I saw people saying he went out of his way to say to back up Tua. I saw people say, well, he just said, he just said what he said, so that he could be supportive of Tua, which is the same thing as the first thing. But I think it's a great thing. Tyreek Hill, one of the best wide receivers in football, is saying that he is 10 times better than Matt Moore is. Matt Moore is a career backup. But the fact of the matter is he's stating for the record, number one, that Tua is better than a backup. Okay, so I don't want to see the argument. I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to see it. I'm not really going to hear the argument that Tua is a backup because he's not. And I saw that on Twitter too, which was crazy to me. But I've had people on here and on my panel say it too. And then the other thing that I think is interesting too is it also shows me that Tua has progressed, that he has one of the best wide receivers in the league, praising him. Now, granted, that wide receiver is on his team. What else is that wide receiver going to say? I understand both sides of it, but I would rather him pump him up and be like this rather than him not say anything at all or chastise him. This is the best case scenario for what we have going on. Don't read more into it than what it is. Don't read more into it than what it is. Tyreek loves Tua. That's it. I love it. So that's my opinion of that. The second thing is Peter King on Tua. Let me pull that up. So Peter King of NFL, I think is he NFL or NBC Sports? Peter King on Tua. I had all this pulled up and I had to close it out because it was slowing down my computer. This is from DolphinsTalk.com in their tweet, in their article. I think you probably saw Tua defend his arm strength the other day, and you probably saw the Dolphins post a tweet with Tua throwing a deep ball to Tyreek. Cool. None of it matters until real games start, and we see the new game plans of Coach McDaniel invents for an offense that includes two legitimate threats, deep threats, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Let's break this down one by one. Number one, I think that Tua, I don't think he was defending his arm strength. I think he was telling the reporters, yeah, I hear what everybody's saying. Yeah, I get that you guys are asking this question. What do you all want from me? Yeah, we saw some ones that were bad. Did you guys just see the one that was good? It does that's how I took Tua's reaction to it. By the way, I'm here for cocky Tua. I like it. I enjoyed that soundbite from him. Money is money. I like it. I'm here for it. So I think Peter King also says what he says is cool. He says none of it matters till real games start. And that was me just asking Daniel a little bit ago. If you guys go back and you didn't get a chance to listen to my interview with Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald, I said, Daniel, what is it that are we going to be in this cycle with fans that over the next 2 months we're just going to argue with each other and debate with each other till games start? Because right now it's a he said, she said thing. We're looking at players in underwear. We don't have much to go on. Right now it's a perception thing. And the way Omar Kelly sees it and the way Daniel Oyefusi sees it might be two different ways looking at the same thing. Now, I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying people's perceptions of how they view things are going to be different. And to me, the only thing that matters, and I think most of you will agree with me, whether you support Tua or you're against Tua, whether you are very optimistic or pessimistic about this year, wins, losses are the only thing that matter. The win-loss column. That's why I have said publicly on record here, I said, you know what? It doesn't matter if Tua has a bigger season than what he had. He just, doesn't need to have a worse season than what he had last year. And it doesn't need to be that much better than what he did last year. He just needs to he needs to be healthy. He needs to play all the seasons or all the games this season. And I think that along with in my opinion, I think that's good. Now, I have also said on record that I think Tua does have a big jump from year 2 to year 3. My thought is he is going to have a big year. I'm not saying he has to do it for the Dolphins to go further, though. The best ability is availability. I want to see my biggest thing for Tua this year, play all the games. Be healthy. Play all the games. And if you're going to miss a game, miss 1 or 2 tops. Anything minus that, to me, that's where it's important to me, that you play all the games. The other thing that's important to me, too, is that he has to improve a little bit. But if he doesn't, I still think with the Tua that we saw last year when healthy, I think could get us to the playoffs. Now, I don't just want to get to the playoffs. I want to be a contender. So for me, that is part of it. And then the very last thing that I want to talk about before I open up to some mini panels today. I'm going to do mini panels, not a huge one big one. I want to open up about Omar Kelly's piece about a player was being standoffish. Omar has a job to do and has a right to say what he wants to say. All right? If Omar feels that it's in his best interest to say something that an ex-player said and not name the player or whatever, that's his prerogative. Now, it's also my prerogative to be like, bro, why? Why are we bringing up negative stuff about something? Like, everything, Omar might have had a player that said that. I'm not even going to say that I think he's lying, because I don't think that. But I also think that I have 40 other guys that will contradict what you said publicly. Do you think Tua is standoffish? No, look at him. They posted a video of Tua dancing in the locker room. Now, I am indifferent on Omar Kelly. I respect what he does. I'm not a fan of all the stuff that he puts out, but just because I don't like something, like I don't like what he's saying, doesn't mean that it's not true or that it's not right. I don't like a lot of what Omar Kelly says. I can admit that, but I don't have a problem with Omar either. I can choose to read his content or not to read his content. And honestly, I would also say I don't read enough of Omar Kelly's content to feel one way or the other. I know that anytime there's a controversial, like if he comes out with 10 columns, one of them being controversial, that one column's going to be the one that blows up. He could have 9 other columns that are positive about Tua that I don't know about. And that's the honest to God truth about Omar Kelly. I don't read his content like that. No offense to Omar. I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just saying that I know the negative stuff gets very outplayed with him, or it gets overplayed with him. So that's part of what I, those were the few things that I wanted to address today. Was Omar Kelly's piece. Like, you don't have to like it, but it's his job. And just because you don't like what somebody says doesn't mean it's not true or that it's not valid. Point blank. And then Peter King onto it, I think, is part of the other national. I didn't say this when I was just talking about it a minute ago. I don't think the national media watches enough of the Miami Dolphins or follows them enough to have a real positive or not positive, but understanding of an opinion of them. I mean, they don't get a lot of national TV games. There's a lot of other games I think people would rather watch than the Dolphins if you're not a Dolphins fan. My hope is that this year, because of Tyreek Hill, that they'll get more and understanding how fantasy football works, people will watch more Dolphins games this year. I really do. But then, but I take any national media person, I take it with a grain of salt. And I can also admit when a local person talks negatively about the team, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean it's not valid, and that doesn't mean it's not true. And I don't like it as a fan. That's just me as a fan. But I respect it. It's what it is. So, all right. I want to give you all an opportunity to come in and talk about it and debate it with me. I'm going to have at most 2 or 3 of y'all, maybe 4 of y'all on at one time. I'm not going to have a big panel today. I'll rotate people in and out. If I have you on for 1 or 2 minutes because I think you're getting aggressive, whatever. But I want to have a nice, fun, small debate panel today. And I'll rotate people in and out. There might be 1 or 2 people that stay on longer because I'm enjoying their conversation and how they're interacting with the different people. So I don't want anybody to feel offended one way or the other. Just understand that's what I'm doing today. It's not Wildin' Out Wednesday. It's Tuesday. So the link is in the chat. Get on, and I'll talk to you. And if you want to debate me, let's debate. Let's talk about it. I know my man Nicky Smokes wants to get on. He wants to debate me. Let's go, Smoke. For those of you, I do love Nicky Smokes. That's my guy. But I don't know if we see eye to eye on this. But we're going to find out. Matter of fact, we're going to find out right now. What's up, Nicky?
What's up, brother? How we doing?
How are you doing? I miss you, buddy.
Man,
you have a good
weekend?
weekend?
It's been a while. Yeah.
I know.
It was pretty good. Can't complain.
You could complain, but nobody would listen.
Yeah, no one wants to wake up Tuesday morning and listen to people complain all day. So I hear you.
Shout out to Rich with the $20 donation. Rich, you just got 2 entries into the Sam Madison autographed jersey giveaway. So shout out to you. Remember, anybody who donates in increments of 10 gets an entry into the Sam Madison autographed jersey giveaway, courtesy of ZSM Sports. All right, let's talk to you, man. What do you want to debate me about?
Let's talk about who would you rather have as a quarterback between Lamar Jackson and Tua Tagovailoa, because Rich Eisen goes out there. He goes out there out of the blue sky and drops a poll saying, are the Dolphins Super Bowl contenders if they had Lamar Jackson? And half the people said yes, half the people said no. And then I ran a poll yesterday. Who's the better quarterback between Lamar Jackson and Tua? I have over 700 votes on it, and it's 51% in Tua's favor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's because you have a strong core fan base of Miami Dolphin fans, and there are a lot of Miami Dolphin fans in there?
Well, I definitely think the poll, it's definitely skewed 100,000%. But even as a diehard Dolphin fan, I don't even know how it's in favor of Tua. Like, you as a Dolphin fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he's better than Lamar Jackson right now?
You're trying to get Tuanon on me, bro. Like, I don't need that smoke.
I'm boys with Tuanon. Me and Tuanon are close.
Okay.
Like, we're good. I'm just saying, bro. Like,
perspective. So number one, I saw Rich Eisen's tweet. All right. I saw his comments, and And I hated it because I was like, this is what we're going to talk about for the next. You notice I didn't even bring that up in my little thing because I wanted nothing to do with it. I'm kind of mad that you brought it up because I was trying to. No, you brought it up. We're going to talk about it now, Smoke. Okay. But I think the reality of it is, and by the way, Level 2 Noob just donated $5. He says, Steven, I missed smoking greens yesterday. Get Nikki's golf picks for this weekend.
It's actually tonight. It's tonight. I messed up yesterday. I thought it was yesterday. I got my days mixed up. It's tonight at 7 if you want to join in, Level 2 Noob.
Level 2 Noob's the man, by the way. Thoughts on DJ jumping ship? More important than Tua right now.
That's facts. It's pretty crazy. I'll talk about that tonight, though.
All right, so look, if I'm honest with myself, of course Lamar's better than Tua right now. Like,
right,
he's got an MVP. He's taken his team to the playoff. Like, Lamar is the man. Okay,
yeah,
I'm not saying he's not.
I agree.
I think he's an underrated pocket passer. I also think he has a little bit of an injury bug. Like, I'm not going to sit here and deny that. Like, he doesn't take hits very well, but what I will say is if I had to choose right now today, of course I would take Lamar over Tua. Now, with that being said, part of my problem with the tweet was from Rich Eisen, who, by the way, I love Rich Eisen. It's, why are you causing controversy, Rich? You're killing me. Because, like,
I love it.
There's no, like, the only reason so there's two things. If Lamar wasn't from Miami, would people have even brought that up?
Well, he's from Broward. He's not from Miami. It's
okay.
Different.
He was not from South Florida. Get it? Like, people keep on, like, it wouldn't be that big a thing. It wouldn't be.
I don't know, man. I think it would. I really think it would, because at the end of the day, you could debate it all you want. The argument is if he's a top 10 quarterback, and I don't think he's further than 12th. And I think if you have a top 10 to top 12 quarterback on your team, your odds of making the playoffs or even making a Super Bowl run increase dramatically.
Yeah, but all right. Well, two things. Number one, it's not going to happen this offseason, so you're not going to get it this year. So
100,000,000%. We push the narrative that Tua's our guy for us to back out. Like, we are 100,000,000% going
all in on Tua.
Here. I agree, 100%.
With that being said, let's play devil's advocate here.
Right. It's
if
the
Tua
offseason.
doesn't, if Tua doesn't have that good of a year.
Right.
Okay. If people heard the words
big if,
and Lamar doesn't get this contract with the Ravens, who, by the way, I'm very surprised they haven't signed him. I really am. I believe that there is a world where Lamar works his way down to South Florida.
I think it would make the most sense for him if he were to leave Baltimore. I mean, his whole family lives down here. They all still live in Broward. So it would make sense for him to come back home. But I wanted to ask you, so if Tua doesn't work out, and by the way, I'm on record saying I want nothing more than Tua to work out, because then we have our draft capital, we have our cap space. Like, everything is so much better if Tua works out. But it's the offseason. We need things to talk about. If everything was just perfectly smooth, we would come up here every day and talk about nothing.
The Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
At the end of the day, we need some controversy. Now, before Brady signed his Fox deal, I was like, I wouldn't rule it out. But who do you think the quarterback's going to be if it doesn't work out with Tua? Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, or do they draft the quarterback? Because I was talking about that the other day on my show, and we had mixed answers. I personally don't trust us to draft the quarterback. I don't care how good of a pick we have. I don't trust us to get the job done. So I want to ask you, would you rather us sign a proven quarterback who needs their money, or would you rather draft a quarterback?
Well, I'll say this. I would like for us to draft a quarterback, but I don't want that quarterback to start. I want that to be our ace in the hole, and I want us to go after a veteran quarterback that can help us get to the next level and make us a playoff and a Super Bowl contender right away, right? And so my thought would be either Tom Brady or Lamar Jackson would probably start week 1 next year. Next year, not this coming up. And I think
brought up a great point.
And I feel like then you'd have whoever the ace in the hole is as, okay, waiting in the wings. They get to learn from Lamar. They get to learn. And I think it would be more likely if Tom Brady came in and started that would happen. If Lamar came, I think we would give him, and maybe we don't waste that draft pick on a high quarterback maybe at that point. But that's ultimately what I would want the Dolphins to do if Tua does not work out. Now, again, for the record, I believe he's going to work out. We all want it to work out. I believe it's going to work out. I think he's going to have a monster year. That's just my opinion. But to answer your question and play devil's advocate here, I think that if they go with a rookie quarterback next year, like, bro, just like it's hitting the reset button again, and it really would piss me off. It would.
Well, you brought up a great point. I didn't even think about it. So if we don't trade for Lamar this year, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm putting that out there now. So him and Brady would both be free agents. So to your point, if we wanted to draft the quarterback and sit him on the bench, we should sign Brady. Like, if they have the same mindset as you. All right, we'll draft the young guy. We'll groom him, whatever. There's no one better to learn from than Tom freaking Brady. I know he bullied the entire NFL forever, but that man's the GOAT. So we could have both. We could sign Tom Brady and then use our 2 first-round draft picks to leverage where we want to go. Maybe get Tyler Van Dyke or that quarterback draft class is deep next year. That's the one thing I'm not tripping about, because even if it doesn't work out, like we at least have options, you know? I mean, there's a lot of times where you have that make or break year, and then you go 9-8, or it is 9-8, or 7-9, or no, 8-9. See, the 17 games is mixing me up, Steven.
I know.
And you put yourself out of that position to go get a quarterback. But the Dolphins here, we're good. We could gamble on Tua this year because we could either go get one in free agency and we could go get one in the draft.
Do I think that the Dolphins' plan was to try to go after Brady? Yes. Do I think
100%.
Do I think that they were in on Deshaun? That was confirmed over the weekend with the lawyer comment, right? But I will also say that I think that Tua was never going to go anywhere. I think that they always planned on Tua staying here and being a part of the future. And now it's okay, we couldn't upgrade. Okay. Good, bad, or indifferent. And now this is who we have, and we need to put all of our eggs into the basket, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that either. People that are looking, we're just settling. No, it's the reality of the situation that the Dolphins are in. And by the way, it's not a bad reality to be in. No. Tua's not a scrub. He's a good quarterback. He's
good.
A good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
He could be a lot better, though. Like, for drafting him at 5, he hasn't lived up to the 5th overall pick yet.
No, he hasn't. And I'm not denying that, but I also understand that his ceiling has not been touched yet. And the book is still out on him. So I don't want to give up. I truly think that and this is just my opinion, I truly think that part of the fan base's problem, Smoke, is that they're scared of Tannehill 2.0 all over again.
I'm petrified of that, brother. That's my biggest nightmare, is making excuses for the next 7 to 8 years. Like we did with Tannehill. Oh, he didn't have the O-line. Oh, he didn't have the weapons. Oh, he didn't have this. Oh, he didn't have that. Oh, he didn't have blah, 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 blah. And then we got 1 year where Matt Moore had to come in, close out the season. We made the playoffs and got blown out by Pittsburgh. So we had one pretty solid year in the 7-8 year window of Ryan Tannehill. I don't want that again. I know you don't want that. I know everyone in the chat doesn't want that.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. I don't want to see the Tannehill situation again. But I also think that we're going from year 2 to year 3. We're not even close to the Tannehill situation yet, in my opinion.
Not yet. So, but we shouldn't even get there. Like, it should be done after the rookie contract. Like, we should know.
I'll be real. We should know after this year. We're either going to know he's the guy
100%.
100%. I truly think if people are like, well, what if Tua plays good, but our defense plays like crap and we miss the playoffs? We're talking about
another conversation.
That's another conversation. And at that point, like, I feel
at that point we're cursed. At that point we're cursed.
I feel like honestly, in my opinion, this is Tua has no excuses this year. You either produce or you're gone.
And I want to add something to that. This is his make or break year. Now, I know we're coming out, the Dolphins PR team, they're promoting Tua's our guy. Our owner, Stephen Ross, this came from Watson's attorney himself. Ross said he was willing, our owner was willing to take his chances criminally. Our owner was willing to take his chances criminally on Deshaun Watson to upgrade the quarterback position. Take his chances criminally. If you don't think that the front office is skeptical of Tua, you are extremely biased. Because they were looking to upgrade that. They had Brady on the yacht. They had him on the yacht.
So Smoke, you're not wrong with any of those takes. But I think what the team and what Stephen Ross and Greer and all the front office want more than anything is to win. Right. They want to, and I think you would and will and has tried to do anything to win. It's not worked out for him, which is part of my hate with Ross. Yes. Part of my beef with him. Okay, is you, even when you try to cheat or you try to go about it, you can't even do that right. So what does that tell you? Get caught. I know it's like what does that tell you about him, right? So I don't think you're wrong in that. I just think that just because we wanted to upgrade doesn't mean that Tua is not won't be the answer.
No, I was just saying it proves that this year is a make or break.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. I think
that's all I was saying.
I think they know what they have.
Us shopping proves that this is the make or break.
I think it's funny because, you know, I was talking with somebody yesterday and they were telling me, they're like, hey bro, you know, I put money on the over in Vegas when I went to the draft. And I was like, really? That's awesome. That's great. I think that, you know, I don't gamble, but right. I know you do, which is why I'm bringing it up to you. But I was like, what is Vegas not seeing that? What is Vegas seeing that we're not, or vice versa? What are we seeing that Vegas is not? Because I feel like all the all-season moves show us as a 9, 10, maybe an 11-win team. At worst, by the way.
Vegas has us at under 9.5 wins. So if
we'll start it at 8.5.
It's 8.5. You're correct. My bad. It is 8.5. I bet it at 8.5. So all we have to do is win 9 games. And it sounded almost too good to be true. I'm like, we got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, 3 brand new running backs, upgraded the offensive line, kept everyone on the defense. Like, this team should easily win 10 games. Then you look at our schedule. The first 4 games are not a joke. If we go 2-2 those first 4 games, it's a massive win. And to be honest, we could go 1-3. I hope not, but at the absolute worst, when you're betting, you have to make it like, okay, what is the worst possible outcome that could happen? But then after those first 4 games, there's a lot of winnable games that we just can't blow as the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. So what I think Vegas is seeing, I think they're seeing the first 4 games, and then they're also looking at our past, our history. What do? We can't stay healthy. Teron Armstead, he's undoubtedly our best offensive lineman, has never played a full year of football.
Nope.
My question, and I wrote it down, who's going to come in and play for him when he gets hurt? Because, look, I'm optimistic. I'm positive. I don't wish any injury. But when you look at his entire career and you see he's never played a full year, it's almost inevitable that he will miss some time. It's almost inevitable. He's never played a full year, and he's been in the league for, like, how long? Like 10 years now?
Yeah.
My biggest concern, who's going to come in? How bad is our offensive line going to look when a guy like that isn't playing? And I think that's the things Vegas is looking at as well.
All right. You want to stay on for a little bit and hang out with me?
Yeah, I got some time. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to bring on some other people one at a time and let them talk, and we'll talk with them, and we'll rotate some people in and out of here. First person I'll bring on is my man, Irving Figueroa. Irving, what's up, brother? How are you? Miss you, man. Take yourself off mute.
What's up, Steven? What's going on? Irving? Long time no see, bro. Long time I'm not here.
See.
I'm back home again.
Irving,
I'm back home.
Irving was one of the very first people. I think you might have watched my very first show, Irving.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You've been there since like day one, bro. I miss you, brother. How are you?
Nothing much, man. I've been busy, bro. You know, I've been hopping on these Twitter streets and YouTube channels.
I know you out here. I've been seeing you. I miss you. I'm like, Irving can't find his way back home, but I got you. I miss you, man. What's up? What do you want to talk about today?
Nothing much, man. I mean, whatever you want to talk about. Tua, whether it's Tua defense, the offensive line, Lamar Jackson, whatever, man. I'm here for it, brother. It's football.
All right, well, I'll tell you
Talk some
what.
ball.
Since you don't have something to talk about, let me bring on somebody else, and I'll keep you on, and we can debate whatever the next person wants to talk about. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll rotate some people in and out of here. All right, next person I'm going to bring on is my man, Color Commentary. Color.
Good morning.
My man, Color. What's good, Color?
What's up, Irving? What's up, Nicky Smokes, Stephen D? Good to see everybody.
What's up,
How we
Color,
doing?
man? Color, how are
man,
you?
how's
I've been seeing you doing your late nights, man. Keep doing your thing. You do a great show, man. I love
I'm
your show.
trying. I'm starting to get beat down, man. I tell you what, it's rough, man.
Color, is your blood pressure good, man? Because I've seen you go on there and like.
Well,
I was like, hey, you better take it easy, man.
I'm usually about to go to bed when Color's like really getting into it.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it on for like 5 seconds, and I see Color like this. Like that's
Yeah,
how
I know.
You know, it's funny. That's what all my thumbnails get frozen at too on YouTube and stuff. Like, what's up with YouTube? They must know.
They know the look. All right, Color. What you pick the topic? What do you want to talk about?
I just got to push back on this notion that Lamar Jackson is just we have this platitude now, and it's well warranted. I get it because his throws are not the most gorgeous. I know he has a lot of sailing passes and all that, and obviously I want to get with the guy with Lamar in the backyard one weekend, and
scratch and
get him
out.
Well, get him some work on his throwing mechanics. But that being said, I got to push back on this platitude that he's just not a good passer. And instantly we immediately say Tua is a better passer. Well, after all these months of hearing this and just accepting it, I went and just looked up the numbers. First of all, career completion percentage for Lamar Jackson is 64.1 over 4 seasons. The career completion percentage for Tua Tagovailoa over 2 seasons is 66.2. That's not a huge difference, people. And in 2019, when Lamar had 2 weapons at his disposal, Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, which could be equated to Gesicki and Waddle, Lamar threw for 36 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
MVP.
I mean, this
36,
notion
right?
that
36 touchdowns?
Yeah, and this notion that somebody is just light years ahead of him in accuracy is just false. It's just absolutely false.
Yeah. Nah, he's not light years in accuracy. I don't agree with that. No.
I mean, we keep referring to accuracy as dropping quarters in a bucket, and that's not accuracy. That is not ball placement.
Yo, Color, you have a great voice, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
He's got a face for
He's got a great voice. I can listen to Color talk all day. But I think you're right. And as us Dolphin fans, we love to make excuses, right? We're like, oh well, Matt Collins was the second best receiver Tua had last year. Well, you look at the Ravens last year, they lost all 3 running backs. Their best receiver was Hollywood Brown. I mean, that team was more
interesting. But here's my argument. I don't call that excuses. I call that context. And look at Lamar Jackson. His stats suffered because of it. You see what I'm saying?
And there was a million injuries.
Justified that you can make that.
But again, we can go
that case for Tua.
Well, we can also make the case for Lamar that we do for Tua. That
yes,
Lamar,
that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
No, what I mean is that maybe Lamar has not been happy there for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Lamar Jackson is a special athlete. I think he's the best athlete I've ever seen since Michael Vick.
I just wish we could say that without everybody thinking that we're attacking.
And I'm like, listen, Tua is not a better like Tua at this point of his career, I don't know what his ceiling is not the quarterback that Lamar Jackson is. Let's just get it all, out there. Right. I'm not saying there's no way. I mean, it's not even arguable. Can Tua have a higher ceiling than Lamar Jackson as a passer? Maybe. We don't know that. Maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know. I don't know that. That's because Tua
that he's got a Dolphin uniform on, I still hope he's better than Lamar. But as soon as Lamar gets in the building, all of our roles seem like they're going to be reversed because I sat there and watched people in my chat last night shit on Lamar Jackson all night.
Swear jar, Color.
Sorry about that. But it's like what's going to happen if we sign him? Are all those people now going to be the haters, and we're going to be the QB1 lovers. I mean, this is why you don't objectify a quarterback by calling him QB1.
Right.
Well, I think you get that. I think you get that. And I go back to my earlier statement with Smokes. I said, I think people are scared with Tannehill 2.0. I really think that people
Definitely
think
afraid.
Yeah. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with them feeling that way. I just think that is the PTSD that is Dolphin fans right now.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, hey, listen, we've been through a carousel of quarterbacks for 20 years. And we went through this situation with Tannehill. So it's warranted that people, have a little bit of PTSD and get a little bit traumatic and become hysterical. So I'm like, I'm not going to blame you 100% for that. But the thing is, when people make that comparison to Ryan Tannehill, I mean, I'm just comparing Ryan Tannehill, not to, I feel like Tua does have better, intangibles than Tannehill. I think he has, more to his skill set than Tannehill in terms of like his pocket presence. That's something that Tannehill did not have. Yeah, I've seen every
Tannehill during his tenure. Now, granted, offensive line didn't help. Let me just throw that out there and let me put that into context. But was the most sacked quarterback besides Russell Wilson in the NFL during his tenure.
I mean, the good thing about Tannehill, like I remember what Tannehill would do. Like one of the things that he did that people don't highlight was his ability to see the blitz. When he saw the blitz, he would pick you apart because he would identify his hot read quick. That was one of the things he did very well.
That's why
he had no feel for the pocket whatsoever. Like no spidey sense is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we called him. My mom refers to him as Tannenbaum.
I call him as Tannenbaum.
That's what I call him. Tannenbaum.
Well, it means Christmas tree, and she and the funny thing is, she had no idea that our GM was Mike Tannenbaum when she said that. She had no idea.
It's funny because my dad used to call him Tannenbaum, and then we signed literally Tannenbaum as our GM, so it worked out perfect. We had two Tannenbaums at once.
So to Irving's point, real quick, you're right. I mean, if we're gonna let's say if we're gonna operate on the assumption, which everybody knows I don't like to do, but I'll do it to be fair. Okay, if we're gonna operate on the assumption that Tua is gonna right the shit for himself, okay, then yes, there is one intangible that Tua has that Tannehill will never have. And I've said it from the beginning. Tannehill is not a champion. He's never been a champion. He'll never be a champion. They will get to the brink of the Super Bowl and they will lose. It doesn't matter going to Tennessee, getting Derrick Henry and getting all this other stuff. All that bought him was 1.5 more wins. And we've seen that over the last 4 seasons. Tua is a proven champion. He won a national championship. It doesn't matter if it was college. I get that that's going to be the trope. My point is he knows how to win a championship.
Right.
And so, yes. So if he rights his ship and he fixes all the things the deficiencies that we point out, then yes, his ceiling has to be higher than Tannehill because he's already a champion in the sense of the word champion.
And to add to Color's point, I'm sorry, Nick. And to add to Color's point, he did have the highest passer rating in the fourth quarter. And there were moments where he sealed the game. Like that throw against the Giants where he threw to Gesicki into like tight coverage. That's a big boy throw. That's a throw that I didn't never see from Tannehill.
The only thing I'd say to that is if we can switch that passer rating to the third quarter, especially coming out at halftime. We're in the Super Bowl every year, man. It's not even close.
Yeah,
we score one touchdown coming out of the half every game, and we go undefeated.
Tannehill's thrown some of the best deep balls that I've seen in the NFL. Like at first, he struggled with it. His first 4 years, he couldn't hit.
Dude, I remember that. Yep. Even Mike Wallace.
He started like that one throw he had against the Chargers. That was one of the best throws I've ever seen.
Right?
Well, remember that game winner. Remember that game winner.
That was beautiful, bro. Yeah.
Like Tannehill started.
He finally took the hit.
All right, hold up real quick. Irving, any final words I want to bring in? I got like 5 people, and I want to rotate people in and out.
Man.
I as well, Steven. I just wanted to jump in and to point out the numbers. I'm tired right now, but I got some my hands are kind of full. But, yeah, go ahead, Irving.
Nah, man. I just hope, Tua is the biggest thing that, I think Tua is the engine that is going to be the success to Miami's future. If Tua does well and if he works on and shores up the weaknesses in his game, we got ourselves a pretty, good long-term quarterback. I want Tua to work out so we could keep our picks, and just keep adding more talent to the team and extending our championship window. So, and so that's what I hope, and if Tua doesn't work out, then, we'll look to other options, whatever, but us we're always going to be here as Dolphin fans cheering for our team, no matter whose name is on the back of that jersey. So I just hope everything works out, man. Thanks for having me on the show, Steven. Miraz, it's good to be back, bro. Really glad.
No problem, Irving. Be good, man. Be good.
All right, man.
No
too,
problem,
bro.
man.
And I'll piggyback off Irving's point and say that, look, it is what it is. Tua has set his table. He has put it all out there in front of him, especially recently with, coming out of his shell. If he eats it all on his plate, we're winning. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. No, I got you. Color, I appreciate it, man.
Later, guys.
Appreciate it. All right, let me bring in David and Rashad. What's up, gentlemen?
Go ahead, Rashad.
Rashad, then David. Go ahead.
I think you might need to open this up, Steven. It's a lot of conversation that happened this weekend, but I understand you want to keep it small and intimate.
Look, tomorrow we'll do the big panel. I can't have I can't do a big panel. I can't do it today.
I don't know what happened in the chat, but I'm assuming something happened. But yeah, there was one more thing that y'all left out that happened this weekend.
Okay.
Shout out to TD. And I want no smoke, TD, if you out there listening. TD was questioning Tua's 30-plus yard completions. And he's talking about this miraculous throw that I've only seen Aaron Rodgers make. Maybe Pat Mahomes twice in his career. But he wants Tua to have more than 3 completions, over 30 yards, in stride, in tight coverage. It can't be zone defense. It has to be man-to-man. And it was like 2 other things there. Yeah, like 30 yards downfield.
You probably have to watch every
coverage.
single snap of every single game to find that exact scenario.
Like in the NFL, though, I've only seen Aaron Rodgers do something like that I can remember. And
I'm sure
one
Brady's
pass
made
by
that throw.
Kaepernick.
I feel like a lot of NFL quarterbacks have made that throw. I think you have to make that throw at least a couple times in the NFL if you're an NFL quarterback.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's been done before, but I mean the tight throw, the tight 30 yards downfield in strike, tight coverage, no zone, only where the wide receiver can catch it. And
I think that happens I think that happens at least once every Sunday. At least once every Sunday.
30 yards? In man-to-man coverage?
Yeah, I think we see one throw every week where we're like, wow, like what a play. I mean, if you watch Red Zone, if you have Red Zone on the side while you're watching the Dolphins, you're going to see that at least once.
Yeah. Yep. I watch Red Zone.
90% of them are from Aaron Rodgers.
No doubt. David, what's up, man? How are you?
This is why I don't deal with hypotheticals. Everybody loses their minds. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's part of the sports show is hypotheticals, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, people go overboard. People are just overboard. Like, how are you going to throw 3 30-yard? Like, TD is just don't know what he's talking about if that's the case. Like, that's stupid. This conversation. Like, I get it. We need to have people to help conversating. It's off season and people want to talk about stuff. But this is just nonsense. Let's talk about like reality and instead of hypotheticals.
So what do you think the reality is right now with the Miami Dolphins?
I think they're putting everything into Tua and they're hoping that he does what is expected of him.
I think,
and if it doesn't work out, they're gonna either get Jackson or somebody else, or maybe draft somebody, and they're gonna try to get a championship. That's what I think. I think that's the reality.
I think you're on the money. I think you're 100% on the money. I think this is the make or break year. Me and Stephen D talked about it. But, I mean, if TD wants 3 30-yard passes in man coverage a game, I think that's crazy. But 3 30-yard passes in 1 year, I mean, I don't think that's a crazy ask.
No,
but-
1
By the
year.
way, that-
One
by
year,
the way,
yes.
if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet that that's going to happen this year.
I believe
Right.
5 of them this year because you have Tyreek at least.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Y'all-
that should happen. If it doesn't
Yes.
happen, I think we have a problem.
Y'all missing. It has to be 30-yard air distance.
And see, that was honestly,
if you
Rashad,
can't
that
throw
was-
30 yards,
And it has
got a
to-
problem.
Rashad, that was my next point. I also think that this year the Dolphins are going to lead the NFL in yak. I do. I think we're going to
Yeah,
lead. We
that's
should.
what
This is
got
why
the
I don't
fastest
really
team in the
I
league.
can't listen to TD. I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure
I
he's a
love
nice
TD.
guy. I
love
just
everything he's
can't
talking
do it.
about. I love everything he brings up. It's just that particular pass that because I sent him the one versus Tennessee, which was right over the DB, right under the safety, and he was like, "That zone." I was like, "It's a 44-yard." He was like, "No, but that zone." Like, okay,
You can't
I
nitpick it. I feel that.
I can't give you 3 of those then because in reality, if everybody's paying attention, it was said Friday, I believe. Pat Mahomes or Tyreek Hill went 18 games, including the playoffs last year, without getting his longest reception was 44 yards in 18 games, and that's with yak included.
Right.
Now, David, let me ask you: is there anything else that you wanted to bring up before I rotate you guys out and bring a couple of other guys in? Because I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about whatever you wanted to talk about.
No, I brought up what I wanted to talk about, the hypotheticals. I mean, it's just dumb. Let's just deal in reality instead of hypotheticals.
Well, I will say this: it's hard to deal in reality because on a sports show, because part of a good sports show is, let's say, for example, like Nikki understands that, right? Like that's
No,
part
I
of
get
part of
it.
the
I
show,
get
man.
it. But I mean, that's why people argue, because some people want to deal in reality and some people want to deal in what ifs, and that goes on both sides. Both sides.
I think we don't know all of Tua's. We don't know Tua's ceiling yet. So you
And that's
have
part
to
of the
play the
problem.
what
That's
if
part
game.
of the problem. That's part of the problem.
I
That's
don't
why
think
people don't.
I know that's not what you're saying, but I wouldn't say that's part of the problem. What I would say that's part of the progression. That's part of the
Yes,
process.
correct. No, you said it right. Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm staying in the back room. If you want to bring me back on, that's good.
Sounds good, David. Rashad, anything else before I bring on? I had Solo Boyzo. I was bringing Solo Boyzo on. I don't know where he went. But is there anything else, Rashad?
Oh no, I'm all good. I'm into the whole conversation and everything y'all talking about. Y'all can keep it up.
All right, man. I'll leave you in the back room. Let me bring on Shake Money. What's up, Shake Money? Take yourself off mute, baby.
What's going on? It's another beautiful day in Zamunda. You know how it is.
Another beautiful day in Zamunda. Hey, I'm getting feedback. You got to turn me down. You got to turn me down or put me on headphones.
How about now?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I still hear me. Nikki, do you hear my feedback?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's like hearing my beautiful voice twice. Go out and come back in, Shake Money. Take me off speaker. All right, let me bring in Solo Boyzo. What's up, Solo Boyzo? Solo Boy.
Zolo.
Hello. I'm trying to bring y'all on. What's up?
Tuesday difficulties.
I know, right? Tuesday difficulties. Solo Boy, go out and come back in if you're having a problem, because I want to talk to you. I want you to come on.
Nathaniel, nothing.
All right. Shake Money tried to come back in. Shake Money, what's up?
How am I now? Is it good?
I don't hear me through it. What's up, man?
Not much. Here's one thing that I would like to say about the practices. If the people are gonna critique these practices, why don't they give examples of other teams doing their drills so you can have something to compare to? So if you don't know what the other teams are doing, how do you know if we're doing well or not? Because since I've been following these practices, the come on, and now they start regressing. I remember Harris year, he was looking like the next Jason Taylor, but as soon as the pass came on, he slowed down tremendously. So offense and the practices, you can't really, until you compare them to another team. If another team is doing well on offense, you know what I mean? How do you know if we're doing bad or not if we have nothing to compare ourselves to?
You know, I think I get what you're trying to say, and Nikki, I think you can help me out. I think the issue, another problem with Dolphins fans, right, is two things, right? We're comparing ourselves against ourselves.
Right.
We've been mediocre at best for the last 20 years, so what are we really comparing ourselves to? And we've also been in the same division as somebody who's had the most dominant run in all of sports for the last 20 years in the Patriots, right?
And now we got Buffalo.
Right? And I'm not putting Buffalo on New England's level for what they did, but Buffalo's dominant right now. Let's call a spade a spade. And so I think the reality of what when I get very optimistic about the season and I get excited, I also hear people like, dude, look at what the rest of the AFC did. And I actually think that that's a better comparison. Let's not look just within our division. Let's look at the rest of the teams in the AFC.
Stacked.
And it's stacked. It is. But let's look at progression. Like, I think we compare ourselves to ourselves, and we compare ourselves to our team in our division. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think people do that no matter what. I just think it's very difficult to do when you think about it from the standpoint of what grading scale as a fan base should we say, all right, this is a universal grading scale on how we should look at our team, whether it's the eye test, whether it's the quarterback test, whatever it is. And I don't have the answer to that. I don't know what an answer is. But that's a team stat, right?
That's what we're talking about here now.
You're right. You're 100%.
But hey, Stephen D, let me give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Last year, I remember everybody was freaking out that Jamar Chase was dropping every pass in practices and OTAs. And when game time came, he was like an all-star. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, let's look at Cincinnati's OTAs. How was their offense looking in OTAs? How was the New England's offense looking in OTAs? I bet you they weren't looking that much better than what we were looking.
Well, that's the thing. So this is what I tell everyone. Don't get too high on the high and don't get too low on the lows in the offseason, because I feel like us Dolphin fans, even last year, we were sipping Kool-Aid last year too. I mean, we looked unstoppable in the preseason as well. Like we are so desperate to have a good year that during the offseason, like we are just praying that our optimism is matched or it is answered. And they do a great job at feeding us hope. Like, yeah, it's going to change. They put out the videos. They show us that they're doing good at practice. But at the end of the day, we can't get too high on the highs and we can't get too lows on the lows. The only thing that we could really evaluate and know where we're really at is when the season starts. All this other shit is great because it kills time. It feeds our football starvation. You're right. That is a swear jar. But we can't get too high on the high and we can't get too low on the lows. We have to just take the content that they give us, appreciate that they're putting the Dolphins on our timeline and on our phones, giving us something, but we can't get too high and we can't get too low. We got to wait till September.
All right, let me bring on my boy. Y'all know him, y'all love him, Mr. Clanging and Banging himself, Mr. Von Joe. What's up, Von Joe?
Von Joe.
Yo, what up, Smoke? I'm not even gonna address Steven right now. What up, Shake Money?
You're not gonna address me
because
on my show?
Yes, on your show that you did not have yesterday, and I actually went on Twitter and said I was forced to watch ESPN and their bad commentary. I don't know how many people in the chat and how many people else watching this that had to suffer the same pain that I had to suffer by watching ESPN.
It's the worst. I hate it.
What do you want from me, Von Joe?
I wanted some acknowledgement. I wanted an apology. Something, Steven.
I apologize that I was not there for you to give you the best part of waking up yesterday.
Jeez,
I apologize.
ESPN, Steven. I had to hear those bad takes repeatedly.
You know what's funny? AA, who I don't know if he's watching right now, he always calls me out like when I'm late or when I don't make it. Guys, I do 90% every day. Like or like
I think I've missed a total in 1 year of like 3.5 weeks.
I took my cap. I had to make it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know how you do it every day, especially during the off season. Like I literally go on Twitter. I'm like, please, someone say something
Smokes,
that
we
I
give
can
him
talk
the
about.
weekend. We give him the weekend to recharge.
Stephen D.
We want consistency, Stephen. Okay,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't give you all consistency. Okay, I'm not here Monday through Friday. Most of the I literally in 1 year of doing this, I have missed a total of 3 weeks, and 2 weeks of those were at one time in the off season.
And we're not even going to talk about this vacation that you took in the middle of the season, but we're not going to even talk about that. This vacation with your wife.
Hey, look. The wife gets with
that?
the wife. Hey, happy wife, happy life.
Did that.
All right, I'm not going to argue that with you. Hey, listen, I'm not going to argue that with you. Secondly, so we're just gonna glance over that the Rams have some type of cheat sheet with the cap. I don't know how they magically came up with $40 million.
Is not real, Vonjo. It's
but
not
hold on,
real
no,
in the
it's not.
NBA.
Family,
it's not real in the NFL. It's not real.
It's not the fact that they gave him a $40 million raise. It's the fact that if you look at it, they're actually saving $2.47 million next year with giving him a $40 million raise. I was like, how?
It's not real. Bro, the Saints were supposed to be bankrupt. Remember? Everyone's like, oh, the Saints literally have no money. They have no money to do everything. Boom, all of a sudden, they just sign in whoever the hell they want.
After that, I said, I don't want to hear nobody complain about the cap. I don't want to hear nobody say anything about cap space because the Rams are somehow magically making money left and right. I don't know if I don't know if they connected to Fort Knox and they got a printing press and their cap is different in LA than it is in Florida. I don't know, Nick. I don't know, Nicky. It's just man.
It's not real. It's not real. Like, that's the reality. You could finesse the cap any way you want. You could do it incentives like go ahead, start 3 games. We'll give you $5 million. Like, you can finesse the cap in so many ways. It's not real. Like, I don't care.
So I said that a few weeks back and got absolutely crucified for saying it. And I agree with you guys, but I got crucified. The cap is real. It's a real thing. You can't just say that.
Oh, no. I know Larry Legend is the very main person that is very adamant about the cap being real, and that's a real thing.
It can be manipulated. It can be manipulated. And
they have the best people in the world managing that money. They have the
remember when we had Don? We had Don
Aponte. Is real, Steven. The cap is real. The cap is real, but the cap is real like Play-Doh is also real.
It can be molded. It can be molded
to anything in the world. All right, Play-Doh is a very real thing.
Remember when we had Don Aponte or Aponte, the lady who, by the way, is like second in command of the league now, who I believe will take over for Roger Goodell when it's all said and done. I think she'll be the next commissioner. I really do. But like, we brought her here for the sole reason of cap, as a cap specialist, right?
To make it tighter.
Yeah.
Pause.
Pause. I can't with
major pause.
Wow, Nicky.
He went there.
That wasn't even intentional.
It was intentional. That's the messed up part.
I don't know. He went there. We're on inner streets, and he just hopped on the turnpike out of the blue.
He said, "Bro." Anyways, as I was stating, I think that I've seen Chris Greer do that over the last two off seasons. I think he's manipulated the cap in a very good way. Look what we did with, like, I want to say Tyreek Hill's costing us $8.5 million against the cap this year. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's manipulating the cap at its finest. By the way, I think he got a $36 million check for signing.
Something like that. Who knows? Who really knows, Steven? I don't even know anymore. Who knows if it was actually 36 million? He probably got more, and they just didn't report it. Who knows?
But that's
how unreal the cap is.
It is, and that's the part that I like. By the way, Level 2 Noob just posted on Twitter. You ready for? By the way, he's got the best tweets. He goes, and I quote, and I'm a pup. He said, "Nicky Smokes carrying Stephen D. SKPL this morning on clock blockers. Stephen a bit rusty after his unexcused absence yesterday."
I'm gonna retweet that.
Listen.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What was Aaron Donald's original contract?
I don't know, but that man just got paid over the weekend, didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, was he? See that the reason I asked you that. So the reason I ask you that is because they're not adding 40 million. What they're doing is, let's say his contract was 30 million. So technically, they're just adding an extra 10 million, not an extra 40 million.
No,
so that's how they were able to do that.
No, it said $40 million raise.
Yeah.
40 million raise meaning I'm giving you 40 million.
Yeah, but over the long term, not per year.
Exactly.
And
so it probably was spread out.
It's over the long term, but it's over the long term because how many years was it?
I don't know, but
I think it's a
even
2-year
though
deal.
everybody kept saying the Rams don't have cap space. Oh, the Rams don't do this. The Rams have retooled. And
so it's expected to pay him an average salary of more than $31.6 million per season through 2024.
Shoot.
Wait,
the
that's
deal
only
marks
2
the
years.
first time in the NFL history that a defensive player has broken $30 million for average salary.
Remember when we were upset that the Ndamukong Suh
But
got
what was his
money?
salary beforehand, though?
Boy.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I'll look it up.
Now, there's a big difference between Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald, but still, like, that's a buttload of money for a defensive player.
That's crazy. That's wild.
There are quarterbacks in the NFL that are not getting paid that right now. That are good quarterbacks.
Steven, can we go to a dark place real quick?
I'm
gonna carry you back to the light. But I just want to put it out there that, I came on your show a while back and mentioned the Lamar Jackson thing, right? And I was put to the stake. People crucified me. People sat there and threw me into a boiling pot of water and said, "Simmer, Joe, simmer."
Simmer down.
Right? They try to make Joe Stew out of me. Now, all of a sudden, the national media is talking about it left and right. They're watching, Steven. They know you.
I'm just saying, clock blockers.
All of a sudden,
the
now it's
number
up
one
in
Miami
arms.
fan morning show.
All been arms. Nobody's gonna say if it happens. Nobody's gonna say Von Joe said this a long time ago. This might be a possibility, but hey, it's okay.
They won't.
And I'm not even connected. That's the thing. I'm not connected. I don't have sources or anything. I just watch football. I'm just a fan that watch football. I love my team. I love players that come from Florida.
Ep said he was with you. He said not
Exactly.
me, Von Joe. I was with you.
And all of a sudden,
Epps had your back, Von Joe.
Hey, shout out to Epps.
Team Zamunda
Shake money, and my boys out there in Zamunda, right? Where it's always a beautiful day, by the way.
It's another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Listen, he's had my back also on this, so I'm just saying.
Speaking of James Earl Jones, real quick side note before I bring Sharif on from the Bahamas, guys. Have you seen the new Star Wars? Have you seen Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Fire.
Did you see who's back? Spoiler alert. About to happen. Put your thing on pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your spoiler alert update. Darth Vader's back. And James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader.
Fire. Brother, the only thing I know about Star Wars is RDD2.
I legit was
RDD2?
R2D2?
Hold on.
R32.
That ain't his name. What? Get him out of here.
So disrespectful to the Star Wars. So disrespectful, Von Joe.
Oh, that's wild.
I don't know. And Luke apparently Lucas has a big
I gotta put you on mute.
Yeah. Well, let's just. I think he was gonna say Luke has a sister. Everyone knows Luke has a sister, though.
And they kissed.
I wasn't gonna say Luke has a sister. Apparently, that he doesn't know his father. That his mom was just out.
See.
All right, let's
stop putting me on mute because Luke mom was out here. Don't do that. He didn't know. Listen, Luke mom didn't know who the baby daddy was. Don't do that to me. He had to introduce himself and said, "I am your father."
He's never watched Star Wars.
Never in his life.
He's never watched.
You're getting mad at me because Luke mama was out here busting it open. Don't get mad at me for that.
Oh God. I'd love to hear Von Joe's spinoff of what Star Wars is.
If you want to have a discussion about why you're wrong about Kenobi, Stephen, hit me up.
Von Joe probably thought Star Wars was celebrity boxing.
Hey.
Well, at least I'm not one of these people that confuse Star Wars and Star Trek now. Come on.
All right, no more spoilers for the show. I put the thumbs back up. No more spoilers for the show. Okay.
At least give me that.
See, I'm good. I respect people that haven't seen a show yet. See, I respect people.
Oh, by the way, Steven, you always been mentioning Stranger Things, so me and my wife just started Stranger Things.
And
Jiminy Crickets, man.
And,
I just got through.
Did you just say Jiminy Crickets?
I just got through season 1, and I'm just like, what in the bloody?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Just say it's awesome. Just say your mind was blown, bro.
But it's also one of these shows that I hate. Those shows that everybody has a piece of information, but nobody's talking to each other. Just talk to each other, people.
I'm just saying, bro. It is, that show is amazing, and it only gets better. It only gets better. Okay. I wanted to bring on.
I'll go ahead and drop off
Sharif, but Sharif dropped off. You don't have to.
Oh, jeez.
Sharif left. I don't know where Sharif went. Let me bring in Tony Manzano real quick. Tony, what's up, Tony?
Hey, Vonjo, I'm with you. Honestly, I was with you since the beginning. I just didn't want to say anything because people thought I was gonna be on the crazy take with you, man. Seriously.
Nah, man. Tony, don't let these people bully you. Say what you gotta say. Say what you always say. Say what's on your heart, man.
Before you go, Tony, I gotta go to. So let me just say some final words before I go. Smoke, I love that rant you did on Chris Greer before we signed Tyreek Hill when we weren't doing nothing.
I woke him up. I woke that.
Just so y'all know, the reason we had a great offseason was because of Smoke's rant. Because
I'm okay with that take.
I love that passion.
That sounds legit.
I love that passion.
It's there. That's why we need it, bro. We need the season to start so we could get some more smoke going. Because right now it's just like you said, it's just all hypotheticals. And
listen, I need good smoke. I need happy smoke. I need let's go in your face smoke.
You're gonna get that if we come out and start winning. But if we start losing, you're gonna see heated smoke.
Yeah, that's right. All right. And before I go, two things. If you ever come to Zamunda, order the salty tua. It's great seafood. And depending what area you go to, be careful with the women because you might end up with the McDrips. So peace out.
I love Shake Money, man.
Well, y'all love some other stuff today, boy.
I love Shake Money.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Hey, Nikki.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. This is an honest question. Let's say Skylar continues to outperform both Tua and Teddy throughout training camp and like all these things and preseason, and he's a starter. Does that worry you that Tua got outplayed by a 7th round pick, like in training camp? This is not a question.
No, it doesn't worry me. If Tua gets beat out by a 7th round pick, then we know he's just trash. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But does it worry me? No. That just means we don't even have to go through the season and find out if Tua's that dude or not. Like, I think the Dolphins are going to try to put the best product on the field, and if that's Skylar Thompson,
Tony,
Tua and Teddy,
Tony, please tell me you were joking.
It is what it is, bro.
Like, that's not even a possibility of happening. Okay, anything's possible, but the probability, the probability.
What if he's
of
our
that
next Tom Brady? What if he's a Tom Brady story? Tua gets concussion, Teddy tears an ACL.
I need something else besides water
Skylar
for this discussion.
Okay? Nikki, I'll be okay if you told me if he was a Russell Wilson type of deal, like he came out of the blue, wildest in camp and took over. I don't need Tua get hurt and become a Tom Brady situation, and they're like, oh, but we didn't give Tua a chance. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna be the narrative. So again, I need Tua to hop. Listen, I need Tua in the cockpit and drive it like you stole it.
Bro, but listen to me, Vonjo. If Tua gets hurt and he doesn't play 17 games, that's part of his benchmark. This man needs to show that he can stay on the field.
You're right on that.
Plays another 10 to 12 games.
I'm saying, Tony, do you really think that Skylar Thompson is playing better than Tua?
No, I'm saying hypothetically. Let's say he beats Tua out of camp.
And I just want to know. There's been a lot of what ifs. Like, what fantasy world is that even remotely close going?
Yeah, that's a hot take.
That's a squirrel take.
Tony, I gotta call you out, bro. I gotta call you out. Like,
I think he's making
that's
a hypothetical.
wild take.
I think that's a hypothetical of a hypothetical.
And if you're trolling, I'm good with that. I can deal with the troll.
No, this is a huge troll. I'm trying to.
All right,
I'm trying to piss
I
off
appreciate
the Tua
that
fans
because I was like, Are we? Do I need to go get the liquor out of the cabinet because I think
that's not even a thing. Although it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Steven, but that's not even a thing. Like Tua needs to hop in the cockpit. He needs to be that engine. Slap a turbo on it. He needs to drive it like he stole it. And if he can't get up 2 miles per hour, listen, get him out of here, eject him, slap a twin turbo on that thing, and let's ride. Next man up. He is a twin turbo. Lamar Jackson is definitely a twin turbo. He's more of a pro charger.
We would be the fastest team of all time.
He's really like a pro charger.
We would be the fastest team of all time.
He did say hypothetically. He did say hypothetically.
But, everyone was destroying him. He was being hypothetical.
But I had to do a double take.
Steven, why are you attacking me? I said hypothetical.
I wasn't. I was just, bro. Look, people are like, bro, you got to call people out when they say some wild stuff.
You know, this fan base is very sensitive, man.
I'm just saying, Tony.
We're very sensitive.
If anything, Tony, I was looking out for you, bro. I didn't want the smoke to come to you, man.
The reason why we're very sensitive is hypotheticals have times to become reality for us in a negative way.
I want to know why we're sensitive is because we're still uncertain about our quarterback. Do you think if we had a top 10 guy, Justin Herbert, that this fan base would be divided right now? Honestly, if we knew our quarterback was a stud, we would not be this divided. Like, what are we going to sit here and be divided over an offensive line? Like, no, that's when we unite. We all love to trash on a crappy offensive lineman. That's what we do best. This fan base would not be that divided if everyone knew what we had. The reason why we don't have that is because half think we have a guy that hasn't had the right tools, and the other half are like, even if you give him the tools, it's not going to work out like Ryan Tannehill. That's why everyone's always divided.
Tony, I'm going to put you in the back room. I'll bring you back on at the end, all right?
I was going to say, let me drop off real quick because I'm going to finish my workout.
Well, Von Joe, we want you to stay and hear these ridiculous wild takes.
Oh man, jeez.
Solo Boy Zoe, what's up, Solo Boy Zoe?
Wait, what just happened to Solo Boy Zoe?
I know every time I bring him on, he drops off, bro.
Jeez, who's Solo Boy Zoe anyway?
I don't know, but I like him. That's my guy. I do like him.
Hey, shout out to the Zoland.
Miami, Mr. Polk. What's up,
Mr. Polk, Triple OG.
Hey. How's it going, Steven, Von Joe, and Nicky Smoke?
Nicky Smokes, brother. Nicky Smokes is that guy.
Okay, yeah, this is my first time seeing that. How you guys doing?
Hey, Mr. Polk, what you got to do is there's a YouTube channel called The Smoke Show, and he has a show 3 or 4 times a week, and he's got a couple of different shows on it, but you got to go check it out. It's one of the best Dolphins channels out there, The Smoke Show.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Ain't nothing wrong there.
You can pay me later, Nicky. You can pay me later.
I got you.
It's definitely a midday ads. It is a midday show.
So I'm thinking about moving it to 5 to 6 p.m. because 2 to 3, it's like middle of the day. Everyone's at work. Oh, we'll talk about that on my show.
All right, no pressure.
He's still working up the kinks. What's up, Mr. Polk? What do you want to talk about? I'm gonna bring Solo Boy Zoe on after you, Mr. Polk.
Tell you the truth, I don't know what to talk about.
All right, well, you know what? Let me put you. I'm gonna keep you on the screen. I'll have a little mini 5-person panel. Let me bring in Solo Boy Zoe. What's up, Solo Boy Zoe?
He's got to be
trolling. The third time I've tried to bring you on, Solo.
Straight through you out.
You on mute, Solo Boy.
Solo,
you on mute.
That's wild.
I've been trying to bring him on. I'll be trying to.
Hey, look at Polk's profile picture. That was the glory day.
Ricky and
Ronnie and Ricky. Oh my god!
You guys want to hear a true story? So Solo Boy says my phone. Sure, your phone. That's what.
Is that a Wildcat play? That looks like a Wildcat.
Yeah. So true story. I'm working for the. I just got out of sports broadcasting school. I went to broadcasting school.
Mm-hmm.
Broadcasting Institute of Maryland, which no longer is around anymore.
Oh, okay.
But it was around for like 60 or 70 years, and then it went to it closed in like 2010, 11, something like that. But one of the jobs I got right out of that era was I got to be part of the visiting team's radio crew for the Baltimore Ravens. So whoever the visiting team was,
so you're a Ravens fan.
No, don't Don't do that, Smoke. It was a job.
You and Omar are going to be lit at those games.
So, you mean Daniel. So, I worked as the visiting team's. It wasn't a statistician. It was. So what happens is when the play-by-play guy is there, I'm standing right next to the play-by-play person, and I have 2 sheets, right? And I point to whoever caught the ball, and I point to whoever made the tackle. And so that way the play-by-play person can look down and say, hey, number 92 with the tackle, number 34 with the run, whoever, right? So that was my job. I got paid to do that, by the way. That was awesome. For like 2,000 a year.
I was like, you telling me you got paid to just point at stuff at the sheet?
I got paid $150 a game to do that for 1 year. True story. So anyways, the Cleveland Browns were playing the Baltimore Ravens that day, and it was the day that the Wildcat was introduced against New England. And so at halftime, we're in the hall, like there's a cafeteria inside the stadium, and I'm screaming in the cafeteria in the Ravens stadium, like with all the media members, like, let's go Miami. I was brought back for the next game, but the guys who were doing, Ozzie Newsome was having lunch with me and was cracking up. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. This true story that really happened. But yeah, man, that was awesome. That was fun times.
Stephen
fun
D,
times.
Gotta be able to read the room.
This is for you, Von Joe. This is for you. I put up this poll yesterday. 675 votes.
I saw it. I actually voted.
The people are voting that Tua is better than Lamar Jackson, brother. I just wanted to let you know that you are wrong. Lamar is not better than Tua, according to Twitter.
Hey.
People have spoken, bro.
Some people think doing meth is okay, so. So listen, I'm not gonna argue it. When somebody say, "Hey, man," and when people say, "Hey, crack is all right," hey, listen, I don't argue it. At the same time, I've never seen a crackhead die yet, so.
Crack doesn't kill.
No, seriously, but real talk, I have never seen, like, because I'm from the hood, but I've never seen a crackhead die. They always die after crack for some weird reason. I'm dead serious.
Let's not do that. I want to add on to something that you said, Stephen D. If you really go back and look at some of the videos of Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams both, being on the field at the same time, man, those guys were having fun. They weren't just playing football. They were having fun. They enjoyed each other's company and what have you. And they were having fun back then. They really were. And that Wildcat really threw a loop in New England. I mean, it caught them.
They had no idea what hit them. Belichick didn't know how to stop it. It's funny because I had recorded the game and I went back and watched it that night when I got home. So I got to see all the reaction, and Belichick just had no answer for it. But what sucks about it is later that year we make the playoffs. Who do we face in the playoffs? The Ravens. And the Ravens had the answer. They knew how. I think we lost like 26-6 or 26-3.
27-9.
Yeah, they shut that
My
thing
first
down.
ever playoff game. Yeah. I remember they were throwing bird seeds at me. I was like 8 years old, walking out of the stadium, getting bullied by Ravens fans. Yeah, it was terrible. Yo, but here's the thing: that Wildcat was amazing when we had it. That Wildcat was awesome. But if I see it again, I'm gonna have a effing stroke. If I see the Wildcat one more time, I'm going to put a bullet in my foot like Plaxico Burress. I'm done with the Wildcat.
That's so extreme.
No more Wildcat, please. I'm done with it. It doesn't
work.
Well,
you know what then?
Be
prepared to shoot yourself with this team because it's going to happen. This team is built on speed. You don't think you're going to see the Wildcat this year? Bro, you're going to. Now, you know what? People clip that. We got to call you out. First time we see it, I expect to see a gunshot in the foot.
It's not even that. It's that, we run a lot of different gadgety plays. That could be one of them, man.
Yeah, but the only thing about it though is they're going to come up with a update, a new version of it, because I'm quite sure that it's easy to recognize the formation and to be able to count it. Don't y'all think so?
Yeah, it's easy to recognize formation because your starting quarterback is not there. It's not at the.
Right. That's the thing. I just don't. I don't want to see the Wildcat out there.
You can't rely
when we're
on
on the 40-yard line and it's 3rd and 1. Like if our quarterbacks are dude, I want him on there for those big plays. Like I don't want my running back taking a direct snap on a play that alters the final outcome of a football game. Keep our guy out there.
But hey, a certain Wildcat that always works is actually, geez, there's 2 of them really. When you think about it, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are walking Wildcat quarterbacks.
Okay, well, Josh Allen's 6'5", and Lamar Jackson is one of the swiftiest guys in the entire NFL.
They're both walking Wildcats, really, when you think about it. That team is constantly in a Wildcat formation.
Yeah, I mean, you watch how much they run Josh Allen. He's almost like a fullback for them at times. If you watch, it was towards the end of the year. Like the Buffalo Bills owner was literally like throwing his hands up every time they were running Josh Allen at the end of the regular season because they had already clinched and they kept showing the owner in the press box and he's like this, like every time Josh Allen's running. He was literally about to call the coach and be like, stop running the freaking quarterback, bro. Like, this is not good.
All right, hey, Mr. Polk, is there anything else you got? Want to bring on Alexander? And I know Alexander wants to talk to Von Joe.
About what? Alexander ain't got nothing to say to me. Absolutely nothing at all.
Mr. Polk, is there anything else before I let you go, my good sir?
Nah, but thanks for having me, and I'll probably I might see Von Joe later on another show.
Hey, listen, you know, I do my rounds in the Dolphin community. Support everybody.
And Nicky, I'm gonna try to catch your I'm gonna see if I can
the smoke show.
Your thing.
The smoke show.
Check it out. Love to have you on. Let me know.
Okay. All right. Thanks for having me, guys. Y'all take care.
Okay. All right. Be good. All right. I promised Alexander. So Alexander, let's go. What's up, Alex?
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm all right. Just hanging in there.
Von Joe wanted to say hello to you. Von Joe was. Oh, are you clanging and banging too? Are you clanging and banging like Von Joe?
No, I'm actually in training for my new job in Texas.
Okay.
So that's what's up. I just started working again. It's been almost a month since I've been out of work.
True.
So, yeah, but Von Joe, man, listen, man. I understand you got your opinion, bro, and by all means, I respect your opinion on a lot of these things.
Wrong.
But here's the thing: Lamar is not as good as a passer as everybody think he is. He's not accurate. He has a strong arm, yes, and he can scramble out the pocket better than Tua, no doubt about that at all. And he's a better runner. He can kill you with his legs, but he cannot beat you with his arm.
And
he cannot beat you.
You think Tua beats people with his arm?
I think Tua is a better passer than Lamar is.
But how? Like,
not
accuracy.
He's more accurate.
Tua's going to call you out, Nicky.
He's more accurate. It's not about the stats. Let's put stats aside for a second.
Okay, let's put stats aside. Okay.
But as accuracy, Tua is a better accuracy and better ball placement than Lamar does.
I'm just going to sit here and watch the smoke show.
If you watch a lot of these games, a lot of the Lamar games, and of course, let's also go back to the precision passing that he had in that Pro Bowl game, in that Pro Bowl thing. And I actually tagged you in
Lamar was at the Pro Bowl.
But here's the thing: did you see how bad he missed on a lot of throws? Like the precision passing was terrible.
But was Tua accurate on that Jacksonville Jaguars interception or the one he sailed over against
the
Jets?
No, Nicky Smokes, hold on. Nicky Smokes, hold on. Let me real quick.
Like you can't say Lamar's just completely inaccurate. They have almost the same completion.
He's not accurate.
He made a comment in the chat earlier, and this is what I wanted Alex to get to, so he could go ahead and hang himself out to dry. That Lamar Jackson throws the ball, and receivers have to jump off the ground to get it, right? That's why he's inaccurate. Meanwhile, we watch our quarterback, because I'm wondering if you're watching the same tool where our quarterbacks, our wide receivers have to jump off the ground and complain to catch the ball or have to reach behind to catch the ball. But they still say Tua is accurate. And Tua himself says, listen, my ball placement is horrid and I need to get better. My ball placement wasn't there. He has told you this, but we're going to go ahead and say that Tua ball placement is far better than Lamar Jackson's. When
I
you're
think it's a
everything
little
that
bit.
you're saying that Lamar Jackson has
I'll
done.
get flagged, Nikki. I'll get flagged if I play
I was
that.
gonna say everything that Lamar
Really?
Jackson has. You
play
complain Lamar
video,
Jackson
you
has
get flagged
done.
on YouTube.
Tua is also doing. So that's why I give pushback and I get annoyed when we start making false narratives to try to prop up our quarterback. Let's just keep it a buck and keep it 100.
No. I'm not propping up Tua. I'm not. By all means, I'm not propping up Tua.
You gotta
Okay.
shut up,
You know,
I'm
it's
getting
just
flagged for it.
You're not gonna get
it's
flagged.
it's just
I will
it's
get
just that
flagged.
it's just that and it's just my opinion. I don't think Lamar can beat you with his arm. He cannot beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his legs, but that's about it. He's an athlete playing quarterback. That's all he is. He's a running back.
36 touchdown passes in 1 year.
Oh, listen, man, listen. At the same time,
Hey,
you know, they said
what?
Warren Moon was an athlete playing quarterback. They said
Mike-
Cunningham was an athlete playing quarterback. They
Like
keep saying-
I'm not saying that Lamar is
Apparently-
like the most accurate quarterback
First of all,
all time.
Warren Moon is a way better quarterback.
Listen,
He's
but
a
they
way
kept
better
saying,
passer
but listen, they said he was
than
just an
Lamar
athlete playing
Jackson is.
quarterback. They said he was just an athlete playing quarterback because apparently, if you have any bit of athleticism, you're just an athlete playing quarterback. Like quarterbacks have to be these statues and these cones and these things that just sit in the pocket and pivot and throw. No, the quarterback game has changed. You gotta be able to throw off platform, which he does. If you compared his 2019 stats, 2019 to 2020 to Mahomes, who everybody glorifying, they're pretty much identical.
As the words of the
him and Mahomes are pretty much identical. But you don't call
no,
Mahomes.
no.
Look at 2019 and 2020. Compare
Mahomes
2019
is
to
a
2020.
way better passer than Lamar is.
Look, I'm talking about stats. Look at 2019, 2020, Mahomes stats versus Lamar Jackson stats. Same thing. Don't go there, man. Come on, pull up stats. Let's talk about facts here. Let's not go off feelings. Let's talk about stats.
But stats don't.
I mean, there's
stats
no one
don't
better
always
than
tell the
Patrick
story.
Mahomes. And I agree, stats don't always tell the story, but
Exactly.
when we
And
bring up
Mahomes had
Tua's
better weapons
completion
than Lamar.
percentage, it's because 90% of the throws were only flats. And we can make
But
look,
Nicky,
no doubt. It had
let
to be short passes because the offensive line was terrible, 100
Yeah,
million thousand %.
exactly.
I'm with you on that, but that's also why his completion percentage is so padded up. Is because it was a lot of
no
dink and
question.
dunk because the offensive line was that bad.
No,
And we know Lamar don't really have an offensive line. We know that the Ravens have one thing, and that's run the ball.
Ray
and play
Love's
defense.
calling you out, Bonjo. He said you making up stuff, Bonjo.
Who said I'm making up stuff? I said that they said when Warren Moon was playing, when he was coming into the league, they didn't say, oh, he was a great quarterback. They say he was an athlete playing quarterback.
There's a
Just like all
reason.
black
I will say there was a reason that he played in the CFL before he
Come
ever got
on.
a chance to play.
Well,
in
yeah,
the NFL.
I got a
Warren
question for
Moon-
Alexander. I got a question.
What's up? What's up, Nicky? Go ahead. man.
And it has
By the way,
nothing to do with
this
his
is all
ability.
love.
He
Like
was
we're
a
just
great
going back and
quarterback.
forth. This is
Oh
all
no,
love.
I know. I understand.
So here, I'll play devil's advocate. Say Tua has a slight advantage on accuracy. I still believe that Lamar's playmaking ability makes up for his lack of accuracy versus Tua. And I
No
think
question.
that playmaking would lead to more wins for the Miami Dolphins. Do you agree?
Oh,
with that?
don't. Yes, I do. I do agree with that.
Okay.
No question about it. Because I even said that Lamar can make you pay with his legs and his athleticism. You know that's what I'm saying. That's something that Tua does not have. No question about it. He
Nikki,
doesn't have the athleticism
pull up
that
the
Lamar has.
stats. Do me a favor. Pull up
And-
the stats of Warren Moon and Lamar Jackson.
And he will launch that thing down the field as well.
Yes, he would. Lamar
Flick
has
of the
a
wrist.
strong arm.
Flick of the wrist.
Lamar has a stronger arm than Tua. Yes, he does. I never questioned that at all. My question was always his accuracy. You know.
Listen, he
But,
gets the ball to where the receivers can catch it. They're
Listen,
catching it. Apparently they're catching it in Baltimore.
I got him, Stephen D.
I got to go back to training,
Go ahead.
guys.
Go ahead. Hold up.
All right, guys.
See, you got Warren Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Career stats right here.
58% completion. Somebody's got noise in the background. Is that you, Alexander? Okay. 58% completion
That's my
percentage.
training. I have to go, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Alex.
Be good, Alexander.
Take care, man.
All right, 58% completion percentage, 49,000 yards. Am I reading that right?
Yep, 49,000.
291 touchdowns and 233 interceptions.
Yep. You ready for Lamar?
Yeah. But how many years is that, by the way, out of Warren Moon?
It's out of 208 games played. So 1984 to 2000. Like 16
And he played,
years.
and I want to say he played.
16
but
years.
correct me if I'm wrong. Warren Moon also played like 4 or 6 years in the CFL too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's on here. It's Houston, Minnesota.
Look, his rookie
Seattle.
year, he was 28 years old.
Yo, that's wild, bro. He played till 44.
I want to say he played like his first 4 years or 6 years were in the CFL.
That's wild that he's a 28-year-old rookie.
Bro, and was still and is
Lamar's
still a Hall
dog.
of Famer, bro. Is still a Hall of Famer.
So what's Lamar Jackson's numbers?
Way better than Warren Moon's numbers.
Career?
Well, I mean, but
bro, the man's got 84 touchdowns to 31 interceptions.
And his completion percentage is a little bit better. So he's more accurate or doesn't take as many throws.
But
how about that?
here's what everyone's talking about with Lamar is that
Ray
each
Love
year the numbers have
says
gotten worse.
compare the Houston years. Ray Love says compare the Houston years for Warren Moon. So go down the list. How many touchdowns, interceptions?
So he had 1 year in Houston where he had more than 30 touchdowns.
But that's a different. One thing I'll give it. That's a different era.
Different era.
It's a different era. They didn't really air it out back then.
He had a 20 touchdown season. 1, 2, 3, 4
But
times.
the reason why I brought it
And
up,
how many rushing yards did he have?
Here's the
those
thing.
years?
Here's the reason why I brought it up is because back then they didn't say he was a great quarterback. They were really pushing that he was a great athlete. Right?
I mean, if we're talking athlete, Lamar blows him out of the water as of right
I know, but
now.
they were saying, but we all knew now, look in hindsight, we all knew that Warren Moon was a great quarterback. He wasn't just an athlete; he was a quarterback.
That's so funny that Warren Moon gets praised as this rushing quarterback, and the most rushing yards he ever had in a full season was, am I reading that right? 268.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Exactly. That's a drop in a bucket now.
That's funny.
I think Lamar has that after like 2-3 games, maybe
pretty sure he
even
got it
after
after-
one good game.
I'll say this: Warren Moon is a Hall of Famer, deserves to be, and
For sure.
unfortunately never got the credit he deserved. But like Lamar, I would probably say is the better quarterback over Warren Moon.
But at the same time, we keep saying that I hate that narrative. I hate when that narrative keep coming up that Lamar Jackson is just an athlete. He's an athlete. He's not a quarterback. He's an athlete. No, the man's a QB. Let the man cook.
We've all seen. We know Tua's numbers. We don't have to bring up Tua's numbers. We know.
Yo, Nikki, you're a troll, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's got to have better numbers this year. I need more than 16 touchdowns. That's all I'm gonna say.
But he needs to play more. That goes back to my original thing this year.
That's the thing. If he's not playing, he can't be the quarterback. Period. That's the one position that you can't have missed games is your quarterback. They literally make rules to keep your quarterback on the field.
The NFL is totally different in 2022 because of, quarterbacks being able to not get hit.
Well, because the thing is, we all know that quarterbacks are the faces of franchises.
Yep.
Right. So that's why they try to do everything to protect the face of a franchising team. Because once a quarterback, because you even see the Vegas numbers change drastically if the starting quarterback is not there.
Gio says Tua is a good athlete and it will show big time this year. He's gonna play loose finally. The hip is 100% healed and the offense won't be so conservative.
Yeah, we hope so. That's all. We can only hope so.
I want to touch on what Von Joe said. I'm a betting man. Like I love betting on the NFL.
I am
love
not a
betting
betting
on
man.
NBA. And he brought up that when a starting quarterback is out, the line drops by like 3 to 4 points. Like Vegas completely changes their mind. You want to know the difference in the spread when the Dolphins announced that Tua Tagovailoa was not playing? Half a point. In Vegas's eyes, Tua versus Brissett was only worth half a point of a difference. To put that in context, when the majority of starting quarterbacks, when they are ruled out, the line will change from 3 to 4 points. And if it's a stud like a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, it'll change by 6 points. Tua changed by half a point. Half a point, not even a full point. So that's how Vegas feels about Tua. He's got to step that up. He's got to be worth more than half a point.
Now I'll say this. I think this is a fair statement. I think what Daniel Oyefusi said this morning is accurate. I don't think a lot of people in the national media or the national pundits, which include Vegas, in my opinion, watch Dolphins games.
Yo, Vegas knows more than anybody.
I was
going to
say, Steven,
those lines are on the money. They know more than us.
The national
they
media
know more than us.
So
this is their thing now.
So let's play that into a scenario, Nikki. If Vegas doesn't feel that good about Tua, and you believe Vegas more than anybody, I think.
Yeah.
Is that correct? How does that make you feel about Tua now?
Well, here's the thing. If I feel good about Tua and the common public feels good about Tua and Vegas doesn't feel good about Tua, Vegas is right. But if the whole public's on one side and Vegas has this like, okay, this doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense for a reason. Now, I hope it works out with Tua. I really, really do. It'd be life-changing for the Miami Dolphins. But I think it's pretty obvious that outside of us Dolphin fans, no one really thinks Tua's that guy. I mean, if you were to ask 31 other teams if they would switch quarterbacks with Tua, 90% of them would say no. Can you name 3 teams that would switch with Tua right now? And this is not a knock on Tua. I think he will be great this year. But
I think the Jets will switch.
Out of the, I think they would.
I think the Jets would. I think Seattle would. I think
Seattle, yes.
I think.
No, Houston didn't want Tua. They didn't want Tua in the Watson trade.
Okay, all right. Well, then let's go. Pittsburgh, I think, probably would.
They just drafted a first-round quarterback, and Brian Flores is over there.
Carolina would. Sam Darnold, come on, bro.
Yeah, they'll take.
Okay,
Carolina
but they
will
also
take
they drafted Matt Corral, but okay, I'll give you that. So that's 2. But you see how long it is for us to think of teams? We got 2. We haven't even got 3. We're still at 2. And we just picked the 2 worst teams in the league.
Hold on. Give me a second.
I know the Saints. The Saints.
I would take Jameis. You could take Jameis.
You would take
over
Jameis over Tua?
No, I made a video saying I would take Tua over Jameis, but I'm saying if you went into New Orleans right now and asked them if they want Jameis,
Atlanta would.
Yeah, Mariota is not better than Tua.
Yep.
Agreed.
So Atlanta would.
Okay. Atlanta.
I think there's 4. I think there's 4 there.
Listen,
okay,
listen,
so the other
Steven,
28
take the win.
teams.
Take the win and run. Take the win and run.
Okay,
we gave you 3.
Go.
We gave you the 3. We gave you 3.
We did it.
We got it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right. Swear jar.
That's $2.
Washington would.
But no, it's not a knock on Tua. I really think he's going to ball this year, but I just want us as a Dolphin fan to take a step back and understand that we have him on such a high pedestal compared to teams around the league, and especially in Vegas. And Vegas knows more than anybody when it comes to the NFL. That's why when you see the lines like -3, -4, and it's a really great team against an average team, you're like, this makes no sense. And that team that makes no sense is going to cover this spread 80% of the time. So don't ever think that you know more than Vegas, because you don't. They are the
I was gonna
best
say I wouldn't say that.
So let me
but the thing is,
hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this about Vegas. I retract my statement of saying that Vegas is like the national pundits. But what I will say is that Vegas has gotten it wrong in the past. So
I mean, yeah, but so have we. We haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
I understand. But if you're telling me that the line has only changed a half a point because of Tua,
that's
factual, and that's fine. And you're telling me though, Nikki, that Nick, you are always Vegas is right. Vegas has the goods. Vegas knows. You want an accurate portrayal or view of your team? Go to Vegas. Look at what Vegas says about you. If Vegas has you whatever, then you're good, right?
Can I give you an example?
Yes.
Okay, so before Tua broke his ribs, the Dolphins were -3. They were -4 against the Raiders, because sometimes they'll give you a spread a week in advance. Now it has to be on like the right sports book to like see it. They were -4. Tua broke his ribs against Buffalo. The line came out. The Dolphins were +3.5. So they were +4, and then they went to +3.5. And they ended up covering the spread that went to overtime against Vegas with Jacoby Brissett playing. So it was worth half a point, and the Dolphins still went out there with Jacoby Brissett.
That really bothers me that you're telling me that Vegas only says Jacoby Brissett
half a point
is half a point.
Half a point.
Our QB last
Ray
year.
Love says if you bet Dolphins last year, you beat Vegas. If you bet Dolphins every time last year.
The Dolphins are one of the best teams to bet on with the spread. They are. And when we won 10 games, they didn't cover the spread twice. And if you bet the Dolphins the entire year, you were cooking Vegas. No doubt. Like 100%. The Dolphins are a good team to bet on with the spread. With the spread. I'm just letting you know, with the spread.
Nikki's gonna have
our defense always shows up.
If you guys, I will say, if you guys want some good bet stuff, because I don't do talk a lot about it. Go to Nikki's show on the Smoke Show. He's gonna have some really cool stuff this coming.
Don't you have a bookie that comes on there, Nikki?
Yeah, Nikki. Well, Nikki knows his stuff. Nikki, look. Nikki goes, bro.
Yeah, no comment on that.
No comment. But Nikki knows his stuff, and if you want good stuff, go check out his show.
Yeah, once the football season starts, though, because I hate baseball. You can't pay me enough money to watch baseball.
Listen. They try to.
What do you feel about this basketball, though? Are you betting this NBA Finals?
Dude, I've been killing basketball. I'm probably a better basketball better than I am football better.
So what you think in Game 3?
So I went to Game 3 Eastern Conference Finals when the Heat won. I know how crazy the TD Garden gets. I think Boston's honestly probably the better team. I think they win that game. I think they win Game 3. I actually bet Boston to win Game 1. I bet Golden State to win Game 2. So I'm on a heater right now. I think Boston does go out there. I think they win Game 3 at home. But Boston's also not that great at home. Like, for some weird reason, Boston plays better on the road. And me and Stephen D know we're Heat fans.
Yeah.
We lost 3 games at home in the Eastern Conference Finals. We lost 3 games at home. It's crazy. Like, Boston just shoots better on the road. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand why, but they do. I think because the finals, it's 2-3-2. So it's 1-1 now. I think it'll be 3-2 going back to Golden State, and I think it goes 7.
Oh, the finals do switch up the.
Here's what
up, don't they?
I don't like it. By the way, I think it's stupid. I'll say this. I think Boston wins tonight. I think Golden State wins games
tomorrow. It's a 2-day.
I think Golden State. Boston wins Game 3. Golden State wins 4 and 5.
Boston hasn't lost 2 games in a row, but Golden State haven't lost 2 games in a row either.
This is my feeling. I feel that Boston wins Game 3 and Golden State wins 4 and 5. And by the way, let me tell you something. This has been the hardest NBA Finals to watch. My wife is a Celtics fan, so I've been watching it.
Ew.
And let me tell you, it sucks because I hate
be there, bro.
Well, so there's 3 reasons it sucks, right? Number one,
hold on, real quick, Steven. I gotta jump off. Steven, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for the day. So,
hey, can you tell people what they real quick? Can you tell them this?
What? Oh shoot! Hold on. Wait. Is that a cornerback from our illustrious zone defense?
That is Sam Madison, my guy.
Oh, the truth. And you said the giveaway is what, 2 weeks running
2
now?
Weeks away. 2 weeks. 2 weeks
Listen,
running now.
Guys, I always say support our content. Actually, I was pushing for a giveaway last week. I ain't gonna hold you, but I always say support. But we get a chance to get a jersey from our no pass zone defense, who is also the guy that we could say is getting Noah up to speed. That alone, if Noah shows up, that alone shows how great of a quarterback he was and how great of a coach he is now. So
if Noah Imenobi gets off special teams,
Noah Igbinobi,
exactly that guy, guys.
Yeah, if he gets off special teams, I'll be impressed.
Listen, $10 and you get some skin in the game, and you get an opportunity to get up in this. All right,
yep.
$10, and you get a chance to get a signed autographed jersey.
And if they donate
Sam
on Cash
Madison,
if they donate on Cash App or PayPal, they get double the entries.
2 for 1. If you're from Florida and you know about Publix, we always go for the BOGOs. So why not?
And if they donate $50 or more, they get triple the entries. No matter.
And you triple it up, guys. Listen, make it happen. Support. Help the channel grow.
I got to run, brother. But I appreciate you for having me on. It's been an absolute blast as always.
I enjoyed it.
Final thoughts.
If you're not busy tomorrow,
Hold on. Let me get final thoughts before you go, Nikki Smokes. Let me get a final thoughts. Guys, My final thought as a fan, a Dolphin fan, guys, I always say, don't live in a silo. I hear people say, "Oh, I hate going to TD. I hate going to Reasons." Funny thing is, I go to everybody's channel and I listen to everybody because I always get you always want to get other people's views, right? Because once you live in a silo, the thing is, you never know if your view is wrong or not because everybody is agreeing with you.
Right,
guys, go ahead, get other people's objective views. Find out what's going on. Maybe they give you a thought process that you haven't thought about. So it makes you think a little more.
The problem with that is, in modern society, is that everyone only wants to listen to people that have the same viewpoint as them. No one's open to listening to someone that has a difference in opinion. And that's why our fan base is so divided. That's why Twitter's so divided. That's why people will only watch certain news stations. That's why people will only watch TD or watch Reasons or watch Dougley or watch Stephen D.
And the funny thing is,
nobody watches me. Don't put me.
Hold on.
That.
Here's a funny reason. The reason why I brought that up is I was on Reason's channel listening because I listen to Reason on a frequent basis. I listen to everybody, and they were like, I think they confused Von 954 for me, and he made a comment like, I don't think Von Joe comes here, and I was like, no, I'm here. I come here. Like I listen to everybody. I'm not one of these guys that listen and stay in my silo. Because I'm a Dolphin fan. I want content about my team, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Just give me news about my team and let me form my own opinion based off the news that you're giving me and what I'm seeing.
Yep.
And when you're able to do that, guys, it's a beautiful world.
Yep.
All right.
We need more people like Von Joe.
You guys stay up, man. Fins up. Love you guys.
Blow Von Joe's head up.
Don't do that, Steven. Don't do that.
I love you. I love you, Von Joe. Be good. All right. Final thoughts of the day, Nikki Smokes.
Let's win a freaking playoff game.
Let's win a freaking playoff game, my guy.
Let's win a playoff game and split with the Bills. If we don't split with the Bills this year, we stink. I'm not falling for the hype. If we can't compete with Buffalo, we got a problem. Period. End of story.
You heard it here. I don't know if I agree.
And check out the Smoke Show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. I have a special guest on Friday, but last time I said that, we had a technical difficulty, so I'm not going to promise you it, but I'm 99% positive it's going to happen this Friday. Someone commented my channel. Just type in the Smoke Show. You'll see it pop up. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing a 400 subscriber giveaway. And Stephen D, if you're not busy tomorrow, please come on. I'd love to have you
on. 2 o'clock. I will not be able to come on tomorrow, but Friday I'll be able to come on. I'll come on Friday.
All right.
Show, if you can have me on.
Of course. All right, brother. I appreciate you.
I love you, Nick. Be good, bro.
Yep. Thank you, bro. Peace.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. I love doing this each and every day, man. I want to let these two guys that are in the back room have a final thought of the day, and then I'll do my final thought of the day. We're not quite done yet. I got one more thing to talk to you all about, but let David bring his final thought of the day, and Crypto, who hasn't had anything. But David, your final thought of the day.
So apparently, hypotheticals, Nicky's going to shoot himself in the foot and Von Joe's going to start smoking crack.
Hey, man.
You see what I'm saying?
You heard it. You did.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hypothetical, this is what's going to happen. My final thought is that let's just all calm down and wait until at least the preseason starts and then make our decisions from that. This is off season. This is underwear Olympics. This is garbage. It's a joke. Have a nice day.
Be good, David. Crypto, final thought of the day, man. You got here late. Crypto. Take yourself off mute.
Yeah. Listen, everybody has some good points, but I think Smokes was right. Nicky Smokes was correct. We have to gauge ourselves by the success against the Bills. If we did good against the rest of the AFC East, which I think we're going to have a slight step back because everybody improved, I still have a splitting with everybody in the division, but still winning the division, going 12-5, because Buffalo's going to go 11-7, 11-6. So there you have it. We're splitting with everybody in the division, but still winning the division.
Hey, Crypto.
That's a hot take. And if we don't win week 1, we're going to be a flip record, 5-12, because it's going to be a death spiral. We got to avoid the week 1 death spiral.
Crypto, you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow is Wednesday, Wildin' Out Wednesday.
Wildin' Out Wednesday. Wildin'. Mortal Kombat Wednesday.
Mortal
Wildin' Out
Kombat
Wednesday. We're gonna have a
There you
good time
go.
tomorrow. We're gonna have a big panel. You want to see some smoke, y'all? Come on tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the show. Okay. I'll bring
That's the
everybody
smoke.
on. You guys can get on with each other. It's gonna be fun tonight, or it's gonna be fun tomorrow. So make sure you guys check it out. Crypto, I love you, brother. Be good, man.
Yep. Appreciate it, Steven.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I am your host, Stephen D. Super excited that y'all got to hang out with me today. Make sure you follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure y'all do that. Matter of fact, I'm like 7 or 8 people away from 2,000 people on Twitter. So guys, go to Twitter, or 1,800. I said 2,000. 1,800. I'm like 207 people away from 2,000 on Twitter. So go to Twitter and follow me on Twitter. Want to remind you, if you donate to the channel, it helps the channel grow. But remember that if you donate in increments of 10, you get an opportunity to win a awesome Miami Sports Music Podcast Network weekly giveaway. Should start saying bi-weekly giveaway. For ZSM Sports. And so if you donate on Cash App or PayPal, I'll double your entry. So if you donate $10, then you get two entries. You donate 20, you get 4. You donate 30, you get 6. All right, so $10 per entry. Sam Madison autographed jersey. It's awesome. Make sure you guys check it out and donate to the channel and get a chance to win a really cool autographed jersey. So make sure you guys do that. All right, that's been a lot of fun. One last thing I want to remind you, if you're planning on coming to the Week 2 Baltimore Beatdown, okay, Week 2 Baltimore Beatdown, we are doing a Saturday night meet and greet, which I don't have all the details for yet, but, there'll be a Saturday night meet and greet. And then Sunday, I have a tailgate for sale, all you can eat, all you can drink. And I have about 65 tickets all together in the upper level for all Dolphins fans. So make sure you all check that out. Trey sent a donation. My guy, Trey. He said, Trey said, I need it. Trey just sent $10. There we go. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the donation. There we go. Yeah, keep on the donations coming in, man. Let's do a pick. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate the donation, man. Yeah, man. So make sure you guys check that out. I say that the link is there below. So there's a tailgate, all you can eat, all you can drink. There'll be a DJ. There'll be live podcasts. There'll be autograph items for sale. There'll be the local fan clubs. I think we have like 8 fan clubs from up and down the East Coast that are going to be there representing, all the way from New York down to Florida, the Carolinas, the Virginias, PA. They're all going to show up to this. It's going to be a great time. So I really want to see you guys there. And I have tickets. I have tickets for sale, 65 tickets together as a group. So get in where you fit in. Click the link that I just posted on the screen. It's in the chat. tailgreeter.com/Baltimore-beatdown-2022. Keep, you see it there. Go to it. Would love to see y'all there. We have to sell a certain amount before July 15th. So I need you guys to purchase your tickets before July 15th. Because we got to put deposits down on caterers and stuff like that. So buy it today, tomorrow, buy it. Let's go. Make sure you guys purchase your tailgates and your tickets to the game through me at tailgreeter.com. Make sure you do it. Trey says, I'll be there on the 50. Trey, well, at least buy your tailgate from me. We got to pre-sell everything before July 15th. Because I'd love to see you there, Trey. All you can eat, all you can drink pregame. Let's go. Even if you don't get the tickets from me, that's fine. Come, Trey, you're gonna come to you're gonna get some tailgate tickets and come hang out at the tailgate. That's what I want to see. Let's go. Okay. I had a good time today. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow's Wildin' Out Wednesday, Mortal Kombat Wednesday. We'll do the thing big tomorrow. Make sure you guys are here for that. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got for y'all today. It's been fun. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clap Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go. Donate to the channel, help the channel grow, get in on the giveaway. Make sure you guys come on for the awesome tailgate. We got Baltimore beat down 2022. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.